littlerack.com or call 1-833-492-8372. Arkansas Valley Electric and Wave Rural Connect, changing the communities we serve.
Ready to explore beyond the beaten path? Discover the Range Rover lineup at Land Rover of Little Rock. Experience handcrafted luxury with the capability to take on any adventure. The elegant Range Rover offers unmatched performance and first-class luxury. The Range Rover is built for every journey. Visit Land Rover of Little Rock today and explore our incredible Range Rover selection. Plus, take advantage of our promotions and recently revamped service department. Visit us at 25 Colonel Glenn Plaza Drive or log on at LandRoverLittleRock.com.
Previously heard on Chuck and Bo.
What is a pirate's favorite fast food restaurant?
Long John Silver.
Long John Silver.
You would think, but it's actually Arby's. Hey, what does a pirate wear to a Christmas party?
What?
An Argyle sweater.
Oh my God.
The Chuck and Bo Show.
That was a called play, and I called it, Chuck.
A show of record for Razorback fans.
I'm ready to roll right now, Bo.
Can you believe we're doing this? Just like old times.
This is getting ridiculous, Bo Mattingly.
Northwest Arkansas is growing. It deserves an intelligent sports radio.
Two ball play guys with a face for radio. Look at another excuse for this jackwater.
That's right.
Presented by First Security Bank. By Kirk Realtors, The Griffin Company. Pasco Air, Plumbing and Electric. Flight by Yingling and Fayetteville Auto Park. And now, Chuck and Bo.
Man, what a week. I'm just going to tell you.
You think?
This has been a heck of a week. I mean, it really has. There's been a lot going on. I mean, back and forth, and it's like all of a sudden there's a ball game tomorrow. There's a ball game. There were ball games last night. There are more tonight.
Down on the plains, and Chuck, if you would,
slate.
Could you clear up the pronunciation of Auburn Stadium? I've heard it mispronounced.
It's Jordan. It's
several
Jordan.
times this week.
Shug Jordan.
It's not Jordan.
Just like it's Neyland Stadium and not Neyland Stadium. It's Neyland Stadium. And it's Jordan Hare Stadium.
And it's Davis Wade Stadium.
Davis Wade
not
Stadium.
Davis Wade.
No. Formerly known as Scott Field. That's exactly right. Know your SEC venues.
Davis Wade Stadium.
Don't try to class it up. Your name's Dirt.
In Starkville. Oh, we got to do some headlines today,
Yeah,
Chuck. A lot
okay.
happened last night. Did you hear
Is this
about
a new
this?
feature?
Oh, it's a new feature.
All right.
Smiling.
Yeah, listen in.
are watching this guy.
Oh my gosh! Shohei Otani! The greatest day in baseball history!
Good morning. I'm Bo Mattingly, and these are your headlines.
Wow, that is that's big time radio right there now.
Yeah, Shohei Otani, Chuck, 3 home runs last night. He's in the 50-50 club. That's 51 on the season.
The first ever to do it.
The first ever. The inaugural founding member of the 50-50 club. You know, everybody's disappointed. Oh, he's not pitching this year. Nope, he just hit 50 home runs and stole 50 bases, and the season's not over. 3 home runs, 10 RBI last night, and the Dodgers win. And this is unbelievable what this guy does.
Maybe the greatest to ever live. I mean, he may be.
He is for now. I mean, he's got to do it over time.
Well,
certainly
I mean,
the most talented.
I mean,
certainly the most talented.
They've been playing baseball a long
Best
time,
player.
and nobody's ever hit 50 home runs and stole 50 bases in the same.
If he hadn't been smoking cigarettes,
he wasn't 30 pounds overweight with a pack a day habit.
Yeah,
I mean, Babe Ruth is the greatest. Recognized as the greatest player. The greatest figure.
Yeah.
In baseball of all time. Nobody's ever even approached what Otani's doing.
Well, here's what he said after the game. So you've been on
translated.
They're eating the pets of the people that live there.
Stop it. That'll be fine. Chuck, you've been on Babbel for a while now.
Wow.
What did he really say?
He wanted to get it over with,
Yeah.
and he was happy that he was able to do it in front of the fans in Los Angeles.
Yeah.
And of course, he thanked God and thanked his teammates. And everyone doubted him. Everyone doubted him. He wanted to prove the naysayers wrong.
We would have played the interpreter, but we don't trust that guy.
That's exactly right. I want
I played the translation. I put it into Google Translate.
Yeah.
And
that's how Bart did it. And then Chuck went from his experience on Babbel.
Yeah, that's exactly
the
right.
Jets rolled to their second victory of the season last night behind Aaron Rodgers, who was impressive in his return to MetLife Stadium, throwing 2 touchdowns in the first half and prompting the crowd to chant his name.
Wow.
Rodgers dazzled MetLife Stadium with uncanny accuracy and an array of off-platform throws.
Did you write this?
Off-platform throws. Wow.
Passing for 281 yards and 2 touchdowns, Chuck.
That is, man, that is
dazzling.
That is some dazzling prose right there.
Uncanny, dazzling. College football, South Alabama, 48-14 over App State.
Ooh.
Apparently, there's some great stuff on social about the offensive coordinator at South Alabama, who was a wide receiver at Alabama that nobody's ever heard of, and he did Nick Saban impressions, and
I remember
some of them
that guy.
have come out, and they're pretty good.
I remember
We'll
that
play some of that
Yeah.
in the show. Number 3 Razorback women's soccer team
Blanked him.
beat LSU 1-0.
1-0.
1-0 on the pitch.
Very, very nice.
Yeah, uncanny. They dazzled.
They were
dazzled on the pitch last night.
Their defense was dazzling.
They were all over the platform.
Yeah, they
off
were.
the platform kicks.
Yeah.
It was really something. Arkansas set to host 2 preseason exhibition games, or play 2. They're going to host 1 against preseason number 1 Kansas.
It's like next week
at Bud Walton on October 25th.
Yeah.
And then
I was being sarcastic.
Well, I mean,
it's coming up
close.
quickly is what I'm trying to say.
Well, yeah.
Barely a month out.
There's a lot of things coming at us fast, Chuck. TCU is another game they're going to play, but they're going to do that in Fort Worth.
In all honesty, in all
1st.
seriousness, has there ever been a better Razorback basketball? I mean, nothing even approaches it. You're playing Kansas in an exhibition game.
We've never seen, and I understand Arkansas won a 94 national championship. We've never seen anything like what's happening with Razorback basketball right now. The next day that they don't announce a new hire on their staff will be like the first day in like 2 months. How many guys have they hired? Tyler Eulis was the last. They have a big staff.
Every staff's big.
I'm not being critical at all. I'm saying like there is an aura around this thing
that is
just incredible.
I agree with
that.
And
it's just nothing like it. We haven't seen anything like what, and we've seen some. But when you think, and I don't mean any disrespect to Muss at all, but this feels like so much bigger. We haven't played a game. Cal hadn't coached a game, but the whole thing just seems so much bigger.
As a fan base, we're still in awe. I think there's still shock value. I think people have not really awakened to the fact that, hey, this guy's our coach. But that will happen. There's going to be a game early, maybe that Kansas game. He's going to stomp his foot and get mad, and he's going to go ballistic, just like he used to do at Kentucky when we booed him like crazy. But he's going to be doing it for our team now. And I think that's when it's going to hit home. But right now, I just think, honestly, I spoke to a Razorback Club group the other day, and it's almost like, I can't believe he's our coach. But once they see a game, they'll recognize it.
I buried the lead. Arkansas plays at Auburn this weekend.
Yeah. Well,
tomorrow at 2:30.
I just assumed there was some strategy
on ESPN. It's a 2.5-point favorite are the Auburn Tigers. I don't know what the line is. Bart didn't put that in the notes.
You literally just said it.
Well, I mean the over/under total.
Look at this.
That's what I misspoke. I misspoke.
This is it right here.
Yeah.
That's
wow.
Auburn
Look at
right
that
there.
shit. Man, it's so pretty.
Yeah, it is.
That is so pretty.
I
How
like
many
the
colors
colors.
you got there on your
Well,
spotting boards?
normally I do the opponent.
I gotta be
blue.
honest. I gotta be honest. I have an honest question.
Please
for you.
be honest.
Does that really help you? All
Yes.
different colors, or is that one of those things where you just get carried away with your project and it takes you back to like your Clarksville high
I
school
do
days?
enjoy coloring.
Yeah,
I'm not going to lie
right.
about that.
Yeah.
I do enjoy
I
coloring.
remember that one time we went to IHOP and
Yeah.
you were just
I do.
at a big time.
And if, I'm sure you remember, I'm a stickler for staying between the lines.
Yeah.
And so,
Is that right?
yeah.
As I know.
And so,
you said
yeah,
that
I
with,
use
with
colors.
such conviction.
I use colors.
Wow.
Yeah, it helps, man.
56.5 is the total for the game.
56.5. They're going over that. They're going over that.
You think so?
I don't know.
You think
A
it's
lot
going to
of
be a
people think it's going
shootout?
to be a track meet. New Mexico State had like 440 something yards against
New
them.
Mexico.
The Lobos.
Either way.
But big difference.
Okay.
Aggies, Lobos.
Aggies, Lobos.
Okay, big difference.
Yeah.
Is one team much better than the other this year?
I would say New Mexico is a substantially better team than New Mexico State. First-year head coach Bronco Mendenhall there in Albuquerque.
Yeah. Listen to you.
Now, neither team has won a game.
Like
showed up
Google,
today. You're
man.
like Tony Reality today. You showed up.
Tony Reality's had a job for like 35 years. Everybody, what exactly does he do?
And he still looks the same age.
I know.
He still looks 25.
I know.
What would you say it is you
It's on
do?
ESPN.
Yeah, what exactly
What a
is
great
your
haircut.
job?
What a great haircut.
Well, maybe that's how he's kept
I
working.
mean, he's really something.
Maybe.
I mean, congratulations to him. Good looking guy.
A handsome man.
Oh, so there was a massive brawl. I brought up IHOP, a massive brawl at a Miami Beach IHOP after a woman gets into it with a teenager for talking badly. That happens all over the world every day, just not at IHOP.
That would be odd that would
And
happen.
Dan Campbell, Lions
that.
coach, has his $4.5 million home on the market after Detroit Lions fans found out where he lives.
See, that's
Gotta move.
That's a double-edged sword because they love him so much that it's not like they're walking outside his house with pitchforks and torches.
Well,
and stuff like
after
that. They
they
just love
lost
him.
in the playoffs last year, that's when people found out where he lived.
Yeah,
I mean, he's had a lot of success there, but I think he got a little uncomfortable with the reaction to a couple of questionable calls when they were ousted from the playoffs last year.
He can handle himself.
Chuck, you're 2 days into realizing you're probably going to be on Netflix. How does it feel?
Well, I fielded some calls, as you might imagine, and
word's getting out.
Word's starting to get out.
Out.
I've seen some of the early clips, and there is one of Coach Pittman where I believe you can actually see my elbow. So it's
quite an elbow. It is.
It's going to be a big week, a big weekend, obviously.
You should have wrote hi with a Sharpie on
Yeah,
it.
well, I told you, I kept leaning in.
Yeah.
I kept trying to Photoshop the whole thing, and
They kept
I think,
cropping you out.
They did. They just kept going tighter. The closer I got, the tighter that shot got.
Oaklawn Sports is going to help us handicap some games later in the show today. It's our first segment with Oaklawn Sports. So we're looking forward to having Zach Gillum on. Cole Kubelik, the SEC Network, is going to join us at 6:40. And Carlton Saffa, Saracen Casino and Bet Saracen, is going to join us to talk about Rafflegate, the ongoing, and Bart loves it when we put a gate on something. So I go,
it's Bart's idea.
It's a 50-50 Rafflegate.
Stop.
Rafflegate.
Just stop.
It's been proposed as something that could bring the Razorbacks millions in NIL money. We've been talking about it all week. People have been upset. Why isn't Arkansas doing this? Hunter Yurachek isn't getting anything done. We're dragging our feet on NIL. What's going on? So we had Hunter on. He's like, well, we can't. It's against the rules in the state of Arkansas. Like the state of Arkansas has a rule that prohibits this. And so it's not anything Arkansas has a choice on. They can't do it. But Carlton Saffa has been on X, Twitter, and making it appear, though, people are against this and that somebody's blocking it somewhere. And then it's really easy and it can be a simple rule change. But the government, the governor, her cabinet, they seem to think that there's more attached to this proposal. And that's why it hasn't gone through. So Hunter Yurachek said yesterday that they're looking at. You want to play what Hunter said?
Yeah.
Let's listen in. This is real update stuff.
Yeah, it really is.
Listen in to what Arkansas athletic director Hunter Yurachek said on the Chuck and Bo Show Thursday.
Look, I am all for a way to generate revenue for name, image, and likeness. The way I understand it, I'm an athletic director for a reason. Is that there's some legalities that exist within our state currently that do not make that possible. The governor and I have talked several times about it. She is not comfortable with that right now, and I fully respect her in her decision. We're working to potentially have some legislation that we would introduce in the next session that would allow us to do that and do that legally. But until that time, we're going to have to find different revenue streams.
So we'll hear what Carlton Saffa has to say later on. Chuck, from the beginning, we've just tried to get to the bottom of this. Been on a fact-finding mission because there's been a lot of misinformation and fans get upset because of the NIL situation that Hunter's talked about. And they think that we're missing an opportunity here, and we very well may be, but this is a government-related issue.
Yes, that's exactly right, and it is going.
I know. Thank you.
Yeah, there's no question that is how it is going to be decided, and I don't know that there's been a topic over the last month or so when it comes to NIL that's generated the conversation this has. I also don't know that there's been a topic that we understand less than maybe this one, and so let's find out what the deal is.
Can you pull the clip of Hunter saying to Chuck, "That's a great question"? Like that has to be like, I meant to get to this yesterday, but we were busy on social media and all kinds of things. You know, we had CNN calling on that 2 and Outkick called it 3 and Pat McAfee wanted Pat McAfee. We didn't have time for, and so we didn't. You just spit your coffee out. We got to get this camera situation taken care of in here, which we will. We've got 3 cameras not being used.
We do have a bank of cameras.
And they're not being used yet. We're operating at a small clip.
Yeah.
Okay, we're going to take a break, but I see that JR is in Shady Grove, and I think we should take his call.
I think we should.
He's up early. He's ready to go. JR, good morning. You're on the Chuck and Bo Show.
Morning, guys. How y'all?
Doing
JR doing okay.
42-14 Hogs tomorrow.
Wow. You're thinking big, huh?
I like it.
Why do you think that?
I
think they're going to run all over them?
I think that Arkansas's offensive line is going to dominate tomorrow. And we've got a workhorse in running backs. I mean, right down the line. I think they were looking ahead last week. Honestly, I believe that's what's going on. I believe they were looking ahead, you know, and Taylor Green's got to prove his word. I mean, he's going to go out there and he's going to have a good game. Auburn is on the brink of letting go of the rope right now, so I think we're going to do good tomorrow. So
it'd be so upsetting to Houston Nutt for that to happen. That was a big. Don't let go of the rope.
That's right. That was his big.
Don't let go of the rope.
Hey, I'm going to tell you, there are 2 big time running backs in this football game tomorrow. Big time. Jarquez Hunter for Auburn and Jaquindon Jackson for the Razorbacks, and whoever runs the ball best is going to win the game. How about that for a cliche?
Got to get them on the ground.
That's right.
That's another one. 877-377-6963. It's the Chuck and Bo Show at 6:18. Good morning.
That's what made Taxi a hit for Harry Chapin, was it was so long, radio DJs loved it, particularly the overnight guys, because it was a 10-minute song.
The Chuck and Bo Show.
Ty Story, high school football coach and former college quarterback.
I love coaching, but it's a lot more fun after LASIK. Now when I'm coaching, I can focus on my players and not my eyes. After LASIK, my eyes are even better than before when I had glasses or wore contacts. McDonald Eye Team was great. They put me at ease. I couldn't believe how well I was seeing the day after surgery. Good vision and good football go together. I'm really glad I trusted my eyes to McDonald Eye Associates.
See your best with safe and affordable LASIK from McDonald Eye Associates. Register for your free consultation at mcdonaldeye.com.
Call the Hogs at AT&T Stadium in Arlington, Texas for the 2024 Southwest Classic. This season marks the 15th and final iteration of the neutral site installment of this historic rivalry between the Hogs and the Texas A&M Aggies. It all goes down inside the house that former Razorback Jerry Jones built on Saturday afternoon, September 28th. Secure your tickets today at AT&TStadium.com.
The Razorbacks have won it. Look at these Razorbacks coming over to get that trophy.
When it comes to finding the perfect diamond, there's one name that stands above the rest in Northwest Arkansas. Blakeman's Fine Jewelry. As the region's premier experts for diamonds, Blakeman's offers an unparalleled selection of brilliant stones, handpicked for their quality and beauty. They don't just help you find the perfect stone, they educate you on every step of the way. Whether you're planning a proposal, celebrating an anniversary, or simply treating yourself, Blakeman's is where your search ends and your story begins.
What's your Oaklawn? Is it hitting the slots for fun and high fives? Or having a round at Silk's Bar and Grill before the action? Play your way at Oaklawn's 24/7 non-smoking casino. With 1,500 slot machines, live roulette, craps, and blackjack, a sports book where you can watch and wager on your favorite games, and live entertainment at Pop's Lounge, you'll never run out of fun. It's time for more winning and more excitement at Oaklawn. Gambling problem? Call 1-800-522-4700.
Just thinking, what is a Pirates' favorite college football team?
Say it, Bart.
Arkansas.
The Chuck and Bo Show.
Clogs? Nobody wants a clog. Westark Plumbing knows that clogs are a serious issue. They can signal that bigger problems are on the way. So contact Westark Plumbing while the problem is small. Slow shower and sink drains, gurgling toilets, and outside cleanouts making a mess? Call 479-646-5151 today. Westark Plumbing and expert drain cleaning since 1993. They keep you flowing. If you have slow drains or high water bills, call Westark Plumbing and expert drain cleaning service. 646-5151.
AAA Business Systems is your printer, copier, and production print solutions provider. What makes AAA unique? Ricoh, Sharp, and Brother Equipment. Fast, friendly service from our office technology experts. All-inclusive service contracts, managed IT services, and 4 locations statewide. AAA Business Systems. Find us online at AAABM.com. AAA Business Systems. Anything else is just a copy.
Presented by Sharp Equipment. Check out the new Wacker Newson ST45 at Sharp Equipment. It's bigger, bolder, and is ideal for lifting and loading. The vertical path lift arm allows for easy load placement in demanding applications where reach and height is a requirement. For compact, heavy equipment with a great deal of power, visit them and check out the new Wacker Newson lineup at Sharp Equipment, 6104 Highway 271 South in Fort Smith, or call them at 479-242-1406.
Harry Robinson Salisol Ford wants to buy or trade for your vehicle today, and they will give you top dollar. Pre-owned car values are at historic all-time highs, and your car today is worth more than it ever will be again. If you are driving a 2013 model or newer with 120,000 miles or less, bring it to Harry Robinson Salisol Ford, and they'll give you more than any other dealer. Even if you don't want to buy a new car, they'll still buy yours. Harry Robinson Salisol Ford, 1 mile south of exit 308 off I-40 in Salisol.
You're listening to the Chuck and Bo Show on ESPN 95.3.
I got up this morning early watching the sunrise. I got it run through my veins right now. You know what I cranked up? I cranked up a song, Whatever It Takes by Image Dragon. And the song, you know what? It symbolizes grit and determination. And I want to send that song to our team and players because you better find your grit and determination. You can win this game at Jordan Harris. Win it for your coach. Win it for our fan base. And more importantly, win it for yourself. Break me down and build me up.
Image Dragons. I got tickets.
Some people call them Imagine Dragons, but is that right? Imagine Dragons?
Imagine Dragons. But
that's the way I had it written down over here.
They're the Image Dragons for Eddie.
Do you know it's pepperoni pizza day today?
It is. It's 72 degrees on the Chuck and Bo Show as
well. And
72 throughout the beautiful state of Arkansas.
And Sophia Loren is 90 today.
Man, she's still
90.
doing it.
I brought Sophia Loren up a while ago. Bogus. Who's that?
Grumpy old man.
Yeah, y'all don't act like now.
He's just stealing. He's just stealing from you, Chuck.
You're a heck of a producer. Yeah. You know that? You're a heck of a producer.
That is terrible.
I said that. He didn't even know. Bob Costas would be nowhere today if his producer acted like that.
Yeah,
He might still have pink eye.
By the way, I miss Bob Costas.
I do too.
I heard him on the way in this morning.
I was
on a national
hoping
show, like talking about Otani, and I was like, "Man, where'd he go?"
MLB Network.
There you go. Who watches the MLB Network?
Yeah. No, I don't.
Do you not?
Does his hair? I can't make hair jokes. We know that, but does his hair still look like it did when he was 30?
I think, for the most part.
Yeah, I think he takes care of that. Bob,
I think
he's
he
a
is. He is very, very professional broadcaster.
I need to know why we're not bringing him back.
He's very, very good. He talks down to people sometimes, okay? He does. He talks down to people sometimes. But I like him a lot. With baseball, he's pure gold.
You walked right into that.
Yeah, I know. I was barely listening. And
I said Bob Costas, and your eyes just
that's not true. That's not
kind of
true.
rolled back in your head. Hey, we got some games tonight.
I know.
Get ready for the Auburn Arkansas game tomorrow. We got Illinois and Nebraska, a top 25 matchup tonight.
You going?
Brett Bielema? No. the fighting Brett Bielemas going to Lincoln. to play Nebraska. Nebraska's a 7.5-point favorite. It's at 7:00 on Fox.
That's going to be a good game.
Yeah.
I mean, it really is.
Yeah.
That quarterback, that freshman quarterback Nebraska has is pretty good.
Yeah.
He
That's the
thinks,
Raiola guy?
Yeah, Raiola. Dylan
He's the
Raiola. He
shop-
thinks he's Patrick Mahomes.
Well, I mean, they shopped him around like he was.
He dresses like him. He acts like him. He mimics him.
Yeah, he thinks highly of himself.
Stanford's at Syracuse.
That'll be a damn.
The Cuse, 8.5-point favorites, 6:30 tonight on ESPN. You got all the cliches going. That'll be a dandy.
It's a classic ACC matchup there.
And then,
Stanford and Syracuse.
and then if you're up late tonight, Chuck, and I know you will be, down on the plane to the team hotel at Auburn,
living it up.
San Jose State at Washington State. The Cougars favored by 12, 9:00 on the CW, Chuck.
Probably
you got
will
the
not
C-Dub?
see. Well, I do,
You
but
got
I
the
probably
C-Dub?
won't watch it.
If you have YouTube TV, you could probably get that C-Dub right on your phone.
Now that my network and ESPN have settled their differences, I'm good. I'm good.
Chuck, give me a key to the game on Saturday.
Stop the run. I know there's nothing fancy about
keys are the keys.
That's what it is.
Fancy about saying keys to the game.
Jarquez Hunter ran for over 100 yards against Arkansas last year. Their quarterback ran. They ran all over the field. Caught a touchdown pass, ran for another one last week. He's their best player. These may be the two best running backs in the league.
Okay, I want to tell you something really cool that's happening on Tuesday. If you want to go meet some of the new basketball players, and they're all stars, by the way, Make-A-Wish has Waiters for Wishes happening September 24th. That's Tuesday night coming up, 6 to 8 p.m. at Walk-Ons in Fayetteville. Walk-Ons in Fayetteville. You can just call Walk-Ons in Fayetteville, and they'll help you get set up with a table. But you get a table, you get food, you get some drink tickets. It's a fundraiser, and the Pat Walker, the Willard and Pat Walker Foundation, are going to match any of the proceeds made for Make-A-Wish. So Tuesday, meet the basketball team. They're going to be helping out and waiting on tables, taking pictures, signing autographs. Waiters for Wishes, Tuesday, September 24th at Walk-Ons in Fayetteville from 6 to 8. Just call Walk-Ons in Fayetteville, and they'll get you set up.
That's going to be a great event. And I like the fact that, and he did this at Kentucky, that Calipari takes his team and his players out in the community. I think it's great that they're playing red-white games in Hot Springs and Pine Bluff. I think that's awesome. That's the way we used to do it way back in the day. And I think it's great that they do events like this in public. It shows who they are. It shows who he is. And I think it's what we want our program to be.
It's 6:28 on the Chuck and Bo Show. Cole Kubelik joining us in about 12 minutes. Good morning. Can we just say, for all of you who get up early in the morning and you work so hard, man, we're glad you're here. We just really appreciate all the work you do to make Arkansas better.
You talking to me?
The Chuck and Bo Show.
Fayetteville Auto Park has been Northwest Arkansas's premier automotive dealer for a long time. There's a reason for that. It starts with great brands: Acura, Chevrolet, Honda, Toyota. Plus, they've got a huge pre-owned inventory. They've got an on-site collision center. And that really is what makes them your one-stop automotive headquarters. The best brands, the best people, the best service, and the best selection. Whatever your automotive needs, Fayetteville Auto Park.
First Security is about more than great banking. Yes, we provide the financial expertise, digital tools, and everything else you need when you need it. But we also go all in on local support with friendly professionals, plus convenient locations all across the state. Because we believe personal banking is better banking. Visit fsbank.com for details. That's fsbank.com for friendly local banking with First Security. Bank better. Member FDIC.
The Chuck and Bo Show.
I don't know what on time is for you, but yeah, you got here before the show started.
Whatever. Hey, have you ever seen anyone that takes so much pride in being the first one here?
The Chuck and Bo Show.
Hey, I'm Taylor Green, Arkansas QB, and these two guys definitely have a face for radio.
Together we stand as tall as the Tower of Old Maid. Our memories are etched in stone like names on Senior Walk, and our blood flows razorback red. For 100 years, we've been hog wild, and today we continue the tradition. We are Arkansas Razorbacks.
Listen to every Razorback football game this season right here on ESPN 95.3 and hitthatline.com.
Arkansas is special. Our people are honest and hardworking. The Brad Hendricks Law Firm is pure Arkansas. We were raised here, we live here, and we're straight shooters. Unfortunately, out-of-state lawyers who care nothing about Arkansas are advertising for your legal business. They don't understand that you don't hand Arkansans a pile of cow dung and try to tell us it's a rose. Don't be just a number. Call the Brad Hendricks Law Firm. Tradition, reputation, results.
Are you looking for a great deal on a previously owned vehicle but want to avoid high-pressure sales? If so, you need to visit Edwards Auto Sales in Roland. For over 30 years, Ernie Edwards and his staff have helped folks from Arkansas and Oklahoma River Valley buy a quality vehicle and offer a buy here, pay here program as part of their services. Some restrictions may apply. Come visit Edwards Auto Center newly remodeled facility 3 miles west of the Garrison Bridge, the first car dealer on your right, or log on at edwardsautosalesinc.com.
The Wave Rural Connect Shoal Creek Zone is open. Fast fiber internet, TV, and home phone available. This covers Midway, New Blaine, Scranton, Delaware, and other areas. Even if this isn't your zone, check your address. We might be available for you. Get your whole home solution. Internet, TV, and phone from a local provider. Go to signup.waveruralconnect.com or call 1-833-492-8372. Arkansas Valley Electric and Wave Rural Connect, changing the communities we serve.
Summer is here and adventure is calling. Visit Southern Tire Mart for a new set of Yokohama tires to get your vehicle ready for summer travels. Southern Tire Mart is your trusted partner for top quality tires, professional services, and competitive pricing. Visit us in Fort Smith at 9700 Highway 271 and let Southern Tire Mart ensure your vehicle is ready for the open road. Southern Tire Mart is a proud dealer of Yokohama tires. We keep America rolling.
The best things in life never change. They just get better, like Hardee's Original Bag, just $6.99. Loaded with fries, a drink, and 2 full-size favorites. A juicy charbroiled double cheeseburger, melty hot ham and cheese sandwich, or crispy hand-breaded chicken tender wrap. Choose any 2 plus fries and a drink, all only $6.99. Hardee's Original Bag, loaded with handcrafted goodness. It's the greatest meal deal for your buck. Available for a limited time at participating restaurants.
Come get you some. 2728 Townsend Avenue is your off-road and performance center headquarters. They've got everything from lift kits, wheels, LED light bars, UTV parts and accessories, winches and tires. Need general 4x4 repair? No problem. Come Get You Some has one of the largest 4x4 shops in the States. They do it all. They do it from installing a bug shield to building some of the baddest off-road machines in the country. Call them today at 782-6833. That's 782-MUD. Or check them out online at cgysoffroad.com. Come get you some.
Hey, Ty Richardson for A Cut Above Lawn and Landscaping. They service commercial and residential lawns for weed management and fertilization for a lush, healthy lawn. Need bush hogging? They do that too. A Cut Above also offers tree and limb removal. Don't forget hauling and dumpster rental as well. More than just a mowing service, they're A Cut Above. Call or text today at 479-719-5605. Lawn, landscaping, power washing, stump grinding, leaf removal, mulching, flea tick, and mosquito control. 719-5605.
You're listening to the Chuck and Bo Show on ESPN 95.3.
The Chuck and Bo Show.
Arkansas right on time runs a frisbee catching dog.
Let me just say this about the guy throwing the frisbee, too.
He was out throwing the dog.
Oh, dog's the show, not your arm. I mean, it's this guy, the whole routine, every routine. He was like, let me show you how far I can throw a frisbee. It's like, dude, people aren't there to watch you. He's over there raising his arms up like he's the show.
Oh, yeah.
It's like, dude, you're running this dog to death.
Man, that's so good.
I gotta look at it.
I mean, if you can't get carried away, what are you even doing
It's
here?
a dog.
Yeah,
I like dogs.
It's a great dog.
Good dog.
It was a great dog. Trent Dilfer, UAB coach, who brought his team in here and gave Arkansas a real scare, went on WJOX in Birmingham and basically gave the game plan to Auburn on how to give Arkansas trouble. Let's listen in.
Well, in the SEC, it'll be different than how we had to defend it. In the SEC, I think they're vulnerable to be challenged at the line of scrimmage. I think you can you can load people around the line of scrimmage and challenge them to win one-on-one matchups. They have one very good wide receiver that will win some of his one-on-one matchups in the SEC, but not all. You're going to have to add a hat near the line of scrimmage to defend 11-on-11 football, the quarterback and the run schemes. And he's using all his Lamar Jackson stuff from Louisville. So we went back and studied some of it. Well, we're kicking ourselves in the tail as we didn't go way back. We should have watched every Lamar Jackson clip. Instead, we watched probably 30 to 40%. They pulled out, old school double sliders, misdirection, like they pulled off quarterback, pin and pull, stuff they did to Lamar, and he hadn't done it at Missouri State. So it's going to be really hard to play both. But I do think the SEC, my point being, is you have more physical perimeter players that can hold up. You can get home a little quicker. You have better pass rushers. And I do think the formula to defeat Arkansas's offense, or at least slow them down, is to really challenge zero pressures, mug pressures, lots of people around the line of scrimmage, and make him throw one-on-ones. The offense is built for zone coverage. So everything they do is built for zone coverage, and then you're going to add a hat in zone coverage, and the run game's built to beat it. If you can play tight man, load the line of scrimmage, and which Auburn can do, you'll have a real chance of slowing them down.
How about that? If I'm Coach Petrino, I'm going to my receivers coach and saying, play this every day in your meeting.
I heard that yesterday, and I thought that's a guy that got a little bit carried away on the radio, a little bit carried away on the microphone right there. That's not what coaches do, generally speaking, is get on there and basically say, if we'd had a little more time, we'd have beaten them, and Auburn's not all that great, but they're good enough to beat them. I don't know. I guess we'll find out if he's right.
Cole Kubelik has a morning show on WJOX. That's the show that Trent Dilfer was on.
All
Cole's
right.
an analyst for the SEC Network.
Let's just get to the bottom of it.
And he'll join us next to talk about it on the Chuck and Bo Show.
Chuck, I believe this is all your fault.
Yeah,
I believe
thank you.
all right,
Thank you. And it's because he doesn't have YouTube TV for starters.
The Chuck and Bo Show.
Man, I've got some good news. Sweatinum Cosmetic is not just for females. Turns out us guys want to look and feel good too. Why be tired, lethargic, and overweight when we don't have to be? Sure, diet and exercise matter, but there could also be a lot more going on. For example, low testosterone is a real thing among many adult males, not just the old guys. I've heard about the weight loss shots and the low T ads before, and I've been skeptical. But then I stopped by my friend's office, Dr. Jeff Sweatinum. He showed me around that first-class facility and said, here's what we're doing for guys. It's called the Sweatinum Edge. You make an appointment, get a free evaluation covering 4 potential issues: hormones, weight loss, hair loss, and skin. Find out where you are and decide if treatment is right for you. Log on to sweatinumcosmetic.com, sweatinumcosmetic.com, and click on the Sweatinum Edge, or call 479-966-4174 and tell them you heard about the Sweatinum Edge on the Chuck and Bo Show. You know, there's a sense of pride when it comes to things built in our state, and you can add Flyway Brewing to the list, a craft brewery with roots in North Little Rock dating back to 2013, with popular flavors like Blue Wing Berry Wheat Ale, the Honeybird Blonde, and the Early Bird IPA. There's no shortage to enjoy a tasty craft beer flight at the Flyway Brewery in Fayetteville, 1550 East Scion Road, or in North Little Rock at 314 Maple Street. Flyway Craft Beer, also available in restaurants and stores everywhere.
The Chuck and Bo Show.
You hear that? You hear that?
Back to Save Sports Radio.
Oh, I can't believe that. Nice. I hit it perfect. You're just standing too close to the ball. After you hit it. Hey, you had one in the rough, 2 in the trees.
We're keeping score.
Yeah.
Maybe a new course would lower your handicap. Arkansas State Parks has 2 golf courses.
Yeah?
We should play them.
Tell me more.
The Gray Lake Resorts golf course is perfect for us. 18 holes overlooking the lake, and the wives will enjoy DeGray's Island Lodge.
Sweet.
Yeah, then we'll play the ridges at Village Creek.
Village Creek State Park has a course?
Yeah, here it's outstanding. 26 27 holes, anti-dye design, PGA caliber championship layout, and dramatic elevation changes since it's on Crowley's Ridge.
Wow.
And the girls will enjoy the cabins.
How do we get on these courses?
Well, they're in our state park, so they're public courses.
Yeah.
ArkansasStateParks.com has details and photos.
Let's finish this round and book a tee time.
Oh, yeah.
Sponsored by this station, the Arkansas Broadcasters Association, and your Arkansas State Parks.
Your home for every Razorback football game.
Can't wait for the next game and the years to come because victory is going to be habitual.
Only on ESPN 95.3.
Life is full of surprises, but with Kohler and Green Insurance, you can face them with confidence. Whether it's protecting your home, your car, or your business, Kohler and Green has you covered. With 2 convenient locations, Fort Smith and Van Buren, specializing in personalizing your insurance solutions tailored just for you. At Kohler and Green Insurance, your trusted partner in protection. Contact the Fort Smith office at 484-9888 or Van Buren at 474-9888. Kohler and Green Insurance, serving all your insurance needs.
Before you buy that next car or truck, stop by Broadway Motors in Van Buren, the best of the best for 2 straight years. Michael and his team offer the best prices on the best quality pre-owned vehicles in the River Valley. They invite you to stop by and check it out for yourself. Or if you prefer to check out their inventory online or even do your financing online. Michael has built his reputation as a husband, father, and owner-operator since 2006. Broadway Motors, 806 Broadway in Van Buren, or online at BroadwayMotorsAR.com.
Why do people love Shamrock Liquor Warehouse? Simple. They've got it all. 70 years in business, 15,000 square feet of choices. They buy in volume so you can save. What else? How about the largest selection of everything? Shamrock's got it. Special orders? Shamrock's got it. Convenient drive-through, open 6 days a week? Shamrock's got it. Need a keg for your party? Shamrock's got it. Load up at Shamrock Liquor Warehouse at the corner of Midland and Riverfront Drive in Fort Smith.
The best Tex-Mex and even better service is at Joe's Grill and Cantina in Fort Smith. Every Friday is Fajita Friday, featuring their charbroiled steak and chicken. It's tender, full of flavor, and comes with all the fixings. Saturdays are for endless enchiladas with Joe's homemade enchilada sauce and all the beef, chicken, or cheese enchiladas you can eat. Joe's Grill and Cantina. Great Tex-Mex, even better service. 3400 South 74th Street, across from Harps.
You're listening to the Chuck and Bo Show on ESPN 95.3.
I used to have a friend that said if deer hunting was really a sport, you like chase it down and kill him with a knife. You wouldn't shoot it with a gun.
Good Lord.
I'm just telling you what he said.
What are we doing this morning?
I'm just telling you.
The Chuck and Bo Show.
That's Morgan Wallen, Chuck. I know you're trying
I'm
to
a big fan.
expand your
I am a fan.
country music knowledge. Colt Kubelik has joined us, SEC Network here on the Chuck and Bo Show, also host of a morning show with Greg McElroy on WJOX in the mornings. He's about to go on, but kind enough to hop on with us before he gets on his show. Cole, good morning. Thanks for making time for us.
Hey, good morning, guys. How you doing?
Man, doing great. Getting ready for this Arkansas-Auburn game down on the Plains tomorrow afternoon. Trent Dilfer, who coaches UAB, had some comments about the Arkansas offense on your show. We just played those in the last segment. What were your thoughts in listening to Dilfer talk about Arkansas's vulnerabilities on offense?
I mean, I was a little surprised that he gave us as much as he did, but he's kind of done that every time he's come on with us. He's just blunt, he's frank, he's honest. He got into Auburn quarterback Hank Brown, who he coached in high school a couple of weeks ago, and just gave like the full breakdown of him. And it's odd hearing that come from a coach at a different school, talking about a quarterback at another school, but at the same time, that's just Trent. That's just what he is, and that's just he's going to tell you exactly how he feels. And there's not a lot of people that might see eye to eye with what he says, but it's what he truly believes. So we're appreciative to have him because it's always good radio. It's always interesting. And I think some of the technical stuff that he discussed was spot on. Now, his opinion on certain players and their levels of play and what it is, that's his opinion. I think the part for me listening to it was okay, a lot of these weaknesses that he's talking about with Arkansas, I'm not sure Auburn can really take advantage of those. So I don't really know how much it matters this weekend.
Yeah. Do you think we've had a little bit of a mirage with the Arkansas offense? You know, what they did at Oklahoma State, they didn't. Taylor Green missed some receivers in the UAB game, and quite frankly, they just didn't play that well. I mean, they continue to run the ball well. But what are your thoughts on what we've seen from Petrino's offense 3 weeks into the season?
I wouldn't go mirage, Bo. I mean, hell, a lot of schools would say at least you've had a mirage. A lot of schools haven't even had, the mirage of an offense so far this year. So I think I was not near as high on Taylor Green coming into the season as a lot of people were. When I went and watched his stuff at Boise last year, he was beyond inconsistent. And some of the inconsistencies were ugly. And I was just like, man, I don't know if this guy's going to be able to make consistent plays in the SEC. He's blown me away. And you give Bobby Petrino a lot of credit for that. And it's just what he does with quarterbacks. Now, have we seen, obviously, dropping the ball a couple of times, throwing the ball to the other team? Yes, I do think that some of those things are still inside of him, but he can continue to work those out in an offense and under the tutelage of Bobby Petrino. I think he can get a little bit better at it. The good news for him, he's an explosive playmaker that has the ability to push the ball down the field. He's going to be inconsistent in the intermediate stuff, but he's got an absolute hammer at tailback. And if what I believe is going to take place this weekend is they're going to try to lean on Jaquindon Jackson and then kind of let Taylor Green be your secondary or tertiary option offensively as far as trying to create big plays this week.
And do you figure that on the other side, it's going to be Jarquez Hunter? I mean, when we look at this thing, you may have at least two of the best backs in the SEC going at it tomorrow.
I don't think there's any doubt, Chuck. It's funny. The only running back that has more career 100-yard games than Jarquez Hunter is Rocket Sanders over at South Carolina now.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, I think Hunter one of the most proven players in this league, and 20 carries last week. I still don't think it's enough. Now, against that football team, sure, you don't want to take him up to 35, 40 carries. I think it has to be. Here's the issue: is Auburn's offensive line is not good enough to just go out and run the football. And this is where I'm really interested to see where the Auburn offense goes, because under Peyton Thorne, you at least had the ability to sort of freeze that backside defender, take advantage of some of those breakdowns, either if it was misplayed or you just weren't respecting it. You can steal a lot of yards that way, especially when it's an offense that's not really built on quarterback run, but your quarterback has the ability to run. Now, Hank Brown doesn't bring you that mobility. So you're going to have to go to more sprint out, bootleg, play action, move the pocket, different things like that to make sure that defender's being honest. Because if not, he's going to screen flat down the line of scrimmage and make plays from the backside. I saw New Mexico do it a couple times last week, and I think they said right out of the gate, we're not going to worry about this kid potentially running the football. We did see him on some boots get out in the flat, but his mobility won't scare you. And there were a couple of balls to the perimeter in the quick game that I thought were late. And when I brought that up to McElroy, he was like, no, you're right. He said that group's not going to make plays on them, but next week, and especially the next week and the next week, like those groups will make those plays. So I'm really intrigued to see what the Auburn offense is, because I know the scheme in the system, but it varies depending on personnel. And there's a part of it that they've had for a little while since Hugh's been at Auburn that they're not going to have this week.
Let me ask you about the quarterback. You kind of talked about it right there. I'm interested in the level of pressure in the game where Thorne threw 4 picks and the level of pressure from the other side last week where Brown had such a good game.
As far as pressure on Hank Brown?
Pressure from the defense. I didn't say that very well. How was the pass protection for Thorne as compared to what it was for Brown last week?
I think it was probably similar. Neither great. A lot of individual breakdowns. And center and right guard have been fantastic this year. The tackle position, right side's been dinged up. That didn't look good last week. Left tackle's been kind of a little bit of a revolving door. Probably get a little bit more Perry Thompson from Mississippi State at left tackle this week than you had the first 2 games. But it has not been strong. No. I mean, you go back to the first game, Thorne throws 4 interceptions. I mean, he's literally getting hit on 2 of those. His arm's getting hit on both of them. One's off a receiver's hands. That I think if you're a great receiver, you catch that ball. The last one, he's pressing at the end of the game, trying to make something happen. So it is what it is. But I mean, this isn't like the kid just threw 4 balls to the other team. I mean, this wasn't like a Jamie Howard at Auburn back in '94, whatever that was.
Cole Kubelik, SEC Network, WJOX in Birmingham. How do you break this game down? What do you think it comes down to, Cole? Arkansas at Auburn.
It's turnovers. You guys mentioned it with Talon. 3 fumbles this year, 2 interceptions. If he protects the football, I don't see a path for Auburn to win the game because I think Arkansas can control the ball. I think Arkansas is going to move the football on the ground. I've been a little bit disappointed with the Auburn front 7. Now, I will say this, DJ Durkin has played different guys in different places. So he also could come out in something a little bit different that could maybe alter what Arkansas is doing. But here's the deal with that, guys. Like, this is a little bit of a sidebar, Bo. These iPads are changing everything. Like, you're not fooled by something for an entire game anymore. South Carolina and LSU were the perfect example of it last week. And I found this in the game when I was studying the film and talking to some other folks. I know for a fact the iPads on the sideline for LSU, they went and changed up their main run scheme. And it's because of what South Carolina was doing. They don't know that if they don't have the iPads.
Wow.
So even if Durkin switches something up, and like we had Stoops week 1, and I said the game was delayed and there was rain and whatnot. And I said, why didn't you go to the locker room at halftime? He was like, honestly, Cole, with the iPads, we don't have to. He said, we have a position meeting on the sideline every time that one group comes off. And he's like, we get everything done in like 5 minutes. We're good. So we don't need to go draw on the board and talk to everybody.
Man.
So it's made a big difference. And, you give Bobby Petrino a pretty big advantage there with how he can dial up plays and what he can do. I don't know if Hank Brown can just move the ball around. And Arkansas is a little bit dinged up in the secondary. So, I mean, these Auburn receivers, when they play, they're pretty talented. Could they make some plays down the field? If that happens, if they make some of the – I'll tell you this. Contested plays down the field for both sides and turnovers, in my opinion, what decides this game.
Yeah, get ready for PIs. PIs to change another game. That could be a big factor. It seems like it is.
Unfortunately.
In some game every week. All right, does Oklahoma have a shot with Tennessee?
They have a shot because they're at home, and that's an incredible environment. I was there for the first time week 2. And I think we forget about some of these quarterbacks. Like Nico started 4 games? And he's never started in an environment like this. And this will be an attacking defense that has individuals with a lot of speed off the edge. Now that gives Tennessee a big advantage in their gap scheme run game, but they have struggled a little bit with speed in pass protection. So that's an advantage for Oklahoma. I don't know how Oklahoma consistently moves the football. I think they can create some explosives. Deion Burks can take one to the house, or Jackson Arnold could pull a ball and go, but they have a little bit of a quarterback problem right now when they get past the quick game. He's a different guy when he's asked to stay in the pocket than he is when they just want him to get it out quickly. So they have a chance. Yeah, that defense is legit. It's real deal. And that's a tough place to play. And it's a quarterback that hasn't really started a game in a place like that. But I don't feel great about it. I'll tell you that.
All right, we'll get you out of here with this. Thoughts on Arkansas going to a bowl game? Is this a must-win for them to get to a bowl game in your mind?
It feels like it because of the schedule, but I also think that this is a team, if they can stay healthy, that we could sort of be talking about getting better across the course of the year, sort of a little bit of a slow climb, a slow grind. And just because you still have so many new faces, I still think there's so many teams in college football, Bo, that we don't know exactly what they are. And that's way down, the slide on the good, great end. And that might be on the we don't think they're very good end also. So I think there's still a lot to learn. Some of those games that looked unattainable don't look as bad anymore. And I do think now with what you have at running back and quarterback, you can be a bit of a matchup problem. But with Tennessee, Texas, Missouri, Ole Miss, it feels like this is one you probably have to get. Yes.
Man, it's always great to talk to you. We always learn something. Appreciate your time. Look forward to catching up with you down the road. Good luck this weekend.
Thank you, Cole.
I appreciate you guys. Thanks.
Cole Kubelik, SEC Network, WJOX, does a great job.
I think he said something there. We'll come back to this in the next hour. When I watch Arkansas's offense right now, I thought this, even though they struggled against UAB, I certainly thought it when they played Oklahoma State. If they just won't stop themselves, see that linebacker, instead of throwing that pick, don't put the ball on the ground. Now, those are big ifs, but
They can score a lot of points. They can score a lot of points.
Auburn's had 5 lost fumbles. Arkansas needs to get a fumble. They need to create a turnover on defense.
You got to on the road.
Big part of the game. We're brought to you in part by First Security Bank, where you bank better. Pasco Air, Plumbing and Electric, Fayetteville Auto Park, Arkansas's one-stop automotive shop. Flight by Yingling. It's the next generation of light beer. Weichert Realtors, the Griffin Company, turning houses into homes since 1978. Blakeman's Fine Jeweler is the official jewelry. They're the official jeweler of the Razorbacks. We'll get it together next hour with your calls.
First Security is about more than great banking. Yes, we provide the financial expertise, digital tools, and everything else you need when you need it. But we also go all in on local support with friendly professionals, plus convenient locations all across the state. Because we believe personal banking is better banking. Visit fsbank.com for details. That's fsbank.com for friendly local banking with First Security. Bank better. Member FDIC.
I always enjoy talking about Weichert Realtors, the Griffin Company. If you followed my radio career, you remember they were partners on the original sports rap radio program over 20 years ago. We've done business together from an advertising perspective, but more importantly, they've been my partners in buying and selling homes. I'd recommend them to anybody. They're in Northwest Arkansas, the River Valley, and in Branson. Weichert Realtors, the Griffin Company, turning houses into homes since 1978.
It seems like everything is more expensive this year, but replacing your AC doesn't have to be. If you need to replace your AC this summer, before you commit, price check with Paschal. You can save money and use the professionals to replace your system. Enjoy the peace of mind knowing you chose the best option for your home. Visit GoPaschal.com and with just a few clicks, see how much you can save with the Paschal price check. Paschal Air, Plumbing, and Electric.
Arkansas's one-stop automotive shop is right around the corner. Fayetteville Auto Park. FayettevilleAutoPark.com. Chevy, Toyota, Honda, Acura, Collision Center, all in one place. And if you're shopping pre-owned, Fayetteville Auto Park has you covered. With so many new cars sold, we always have a great selection of fresh trades. Why settle for anything less than the best? Fayetteville Auto Park, West Showroom Drive in Fayetteville. Proud sponsor of the Chuck and Bo Show.
The Chuck and Bo Show.
Did I hear my broadcast partner talking about somebody slipping in his DM?
Before you buy that next car or truck, stop by Broadway Motors in Van Buren. The best of the best for 2 straight years. Michael and his team offer the best prices on the best quality pre-owned vehicles in the River Valley. They invite you to stop by and check it out for yourself. Or if you prefer to check out their inventory online or even do your financing online. Michael has built his reputation as a husband, father, and owner-operator since 2006. Broadway Motors, 806 Broadway in Van Buren, or online at BroadwayMotorsAR.com.
ESPN Arkansas weather.
For today, lots of sunshine, just an outside chance of a shower or thunderstorm. High temperatures today into the middle 90s. Slight chance of showers to storms tonight, overnight lows in the low 70s. And then we could see a few isolated showers to storms across the north again on Saturday. Otherwise, lots of sunshine, a high in the low to mid 90s. I'm Sally Russell with your forecast on ESPN Arkansas.
The weather is brought to you by In Good Spirits, Fort Smith's premier source for fine wines, specialty beers, and liquor.
Hey, Ty Richardson for Jam. They have several locations in the Arkansas area, but I specifically want to talk to you about Jam Mart number 10. Great deli. My goodness. Great lunch, great dinner. But have you had the breakfast yet? It's the best in town. And they have that convenient drive-through window. So when you're heading north or south on 540, take exit number 6 for Jam Mart number 10. 6201 Grand Avenue in Fort Smith. Jam Mart, the leading gas station and convenience store in the area.
Every morning in hardworking America, Hardee's biscuit makers rise to bake you Hardee's original made-from-scratch buttermilk biscuits. Famous since 1977 and still bake fresh every 15 minutes. It's not the easy way, but it's the only way to make Hardee's breakfast so good. Like our mix-and-match handcrafted breakfast biscuits. Select items now 2 for $5. Hardee's, goodness in the making. Tax not included. Price and participation may vary.
From the Bushlight Studios, this is ESPN 95.3, KERX Paris, Fort Smith.
Are you sure this is legal?
I don't know. It's fun though, isn't it?
Come on along, head for the mountains of Bushfield.
Head for the mountains, it's cold and it's smooth, and it's waiting for you. Come on, head for the mountains of Bush. Head for the mountains of Bush. Head for the mountains of Bush. Like me.
Enjoy responsibly. Copyright 2022. Anheuser-Busch, Busch, and Busch Light Beer, St. Louis, Missouri.
Missing or broken teeth? Sharp Smiles wants you to start chewing again with dental implants. Scared of the dentist? Sharp Smiles will help you overcome your fear. Big dental problems? Sharp Smiles Modern Dentistry and Implants is your answer to your dental needs and services, where your smile is top priority. Get the smile you have always wanted from the friendly faces at Sharp Smiles, 2600 Market Trace, Suite B, off Jenny Lind across from Harps. For more information, visit the website at sharpsmilesdds.com or call 648-9988.
When you need tough and paint just isn't enough, check out River City Coatings in Van Buren. When it comes to your metals, paint can peel and crack over time. Whether it's your patio furniture, rims or trims on your automobile, or heavy equipment, no one has time for a redo. Powder coating provides the toughness you need. Preserve your investment with powder coating from River City Coatings. River City Coatings, certified John Deere, Caterpillar, ISO 9001, Packer, and UL provider of tough. River City Coatings, 471-7675 or online at rivercitycoatings.com.
End of season savings are yours right now on Kubota hay equipment at Gray Brothers, including the new DM Series disc mowers, or try Kubota's DM Series trail mowers. And for the prettiest bale of hay on the market, try Kubota's VV Series round baler. With Gray Brothers low pricing and great interest rates from Kubota, it's time for your new hay equipment. That's Gray Brothers Equipment in Fort Smith and Poto, where if you pick orange, you'll never get a lemon.
You're listening to the Chuck and Bo Show on ESPN 95.3.
Previously heard on Chuck and Bo.
What is a pirate's favorite fast food restaurant?
Long John Silver's.
Long John Silver.
You would think, but it's actually Arby's. Hey, what does a pirate wear to a Christmas party?
What?
An Argyle sweater.
Oh my God.
The Chuck and Bo Show.
That was a call play, and I called it, Chuck.
A show of record for Razorback fans.
I'm ready to roll right now, Bo.
Can you believe we're doing this? Just like old times.
This is getting ridiculous, Bo Mattingly.
Northwest Arkansas is growing. It deserves an intelligent sports radio.
Two ball play guys with a face for radio.
I'm going to get another excuse for this jackwater.
That's right.
Presented by First Security Bank. By Kurt Realtors, the Griffin Company. Pasco, Air, Plumbing, and Electric. Flight by Yingling and Fayetteville Auto Park. And now, Chuck and Bo.
You know, Bart's pirate jokes are, that's the sort of quality radio you just don't find everywhere. That was exactly what we had in mind when we started talking about this show, was we could bring Bart in to tell stupid jokes.
Yeah. No, you said somebody's got to play the role of getting picked on.
Some days, apparently, it's me.
You said in the absence of Ty, somebody's got to be picked on around here. Poor kid.
Bart.
Yeah, it's Bart.
You guys are on me quite a bit. You guys do get on me quite a bit.
It's 7:02. Good morning. 877-377-6963. We've covered the news this week.
We have
50-50 raffle.
It's been all over the place.
Got to the bottom of it. We've called the
We're
governor's
talk some
office.
more about that.
And Carlton Saffa from Bet Saracen is the next iteration of Nancy Grace and what we're doing here on this investigation. We're getting to the bottom. You know what, Chuck? We're the show of record for Razorback fans. Dang it, and we get to the bottom of things.
And at the bottom of the hour, we'll do it again.
We sure will. We'll try to give weather again right shortly before the bottom of the hour.
Do we have headlines? Do we do headlines this hour?
Well, I think we're going to get right into the calls.
Okay.
I mean, I can tell you that Otani is the first 50-50 guy of all time.
50-50, yeah.
Yeah. 50-50
Sticking with the theme.
Otani,
Sticking
50-50.
with the theme, yeah.
That led the show today.
50
That led the Razorback soccer team won last night. Arkansas is on the road at Auburn as a 2.5-point underdog on, is it ESPN?
It is.
It's
the mothership.
We don't care. We'll be listening to Chuck on the radio.
The mothership.
We don't care. We'll be listening to Chuck on the radio. Jets won 24-3 last night in the Thursday Night Football. Did you watch it on the streaming service on
I
Prime?
did not.
Okay,
I did not.
I didn't either. Yeah. Eddie's in Clarksville. Eddie, good morning. You're on the Chuck and Bo Show. What do you have?
Good morning, gentlemen. Good morning to this great fan base. As I rose this morning, went to my jukebox. Oh, I got it running through my veins now.
There we
So
go.
what I cranked up, you talk about the importance of this game is huge. And so I want to send these songs to the players. I hope you send it to them. The first one I went to, I cranked up on Bob Seger, Turn the Page. And this is an opportunity for our players and team for our football program tomorrow. And Jordan Harris, you're going to turn the page and get a big win in our program. Change the whole perception and outlook of our season. And then, woo! I cranked up High Hopes by Panic at the Disco. The song symbolized big goals and every day to achieve it. And remember this, players, woo! You got to have high hopes for a living, and you got to have a vision. And then I went to this song that symbolizes it all. I don't know if you've heard it. It's song's called Harder, Better, Faster, Stronger by Daft Punk. Let me say that. That song symbolizes pushing yourself beyond the limits. And that's just, you got to play harder tomorrow. You got to play better. You got to play faster. And if you do that, woo! The stronger team is going to walk out of Jordan Harris Stadium with the whistle blowing back to Fayetteville. And then last song, let me say this, by Katrina and the Waves. You win this game, you don't feel like your fan base, your coaches, yourself don't feel like you're walking on sunshine, baby.
Katrina and the Waves, man. He finally mentioned this song I knew.
Oh, my God.
Walking on Sunshine.
Bob Seger, he's got a vast
I knew Turn the
repertoire.
Page.
He's got a vast repertoire.
Eclectic.
of
It's
music.
eclectic taste.
Oh, he is. I don't know. Like, what do you do with
You got Katrina and the Waves over there, Walking on Sunshine. Yeah, there we go.
Yeah.
There we go.
Now we're talking.
How can you not get ready for the weekend?
Stand
when
up.
you hear
Let's
this?
go.
Crank it up.
Let's
baby.
go.
Crank it up. Yeah.
You're not excited? This doesn't fire you up. Your wood is wet.
Wow.
They say that in church, Chuck.
Do they really? Which church is that?
Well, it's a Baptist church. Brent is in Cersei. Good morning, Brent. Hey,
Bo, I can honor
Brent's
Bo and Chuck, you there?
We're walking on
we're
sunshine,
here. We're
baby.
here,
What's
Brent.
happening,
How's
Brent?
it going, man?
I heard that. I can honestly say I go to the Baptist church. I'm a Baptist through and through. I've never heard that your wood is wet.
Well, it might have been a camp meeting. I don't remember exactly, but I've heard it there before.
I think it was get your wood wet. I think that's what it said. That's what you said.
No.
Okay.
If that doesn't get your fire going, your wood's wet.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right. Sorry.
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
I was
okay.
confused
I
too,
got it.
Brent.
I got it now. So
Teach you guys a few
I'm
things.
still
about
here.
church.
I can't challenge that call of Eddie, but I'm just going to tell you this is one of the biggest games the Razorbacks have ever played
It is a big game.
in. Are y'all there?
Yeah. War Eagle.
And we need not only our football team, but our athletic department needs something good to happen to it this week. I mean, we've been in some turbulent waters. If you know what I mean.
Well,
because we have not made the best publicity for ourselves this week.
what do you mean?
But a win can solve a whole lot.
What do you mean by not the publicity this week?
Well, Bo, if you haven't been listening to Sirius Radio, they talked about on Wednesday, I believe. I had it on. It was Peter Burns or somebody was talking about how he thought at the touchdown club, Hunter Yurchek was talking down to the people of Arkansas about going and getting 10,000 people to donate $100 a
Wow.
month.
Oh, I see what you're saying. Yeah, I don't worry about any of that. I don't think Arkansas looks bad to the nation. You're right. They got to win. They need to go win games, and that's what ultimately matters. But in terms of Arkansas looking like a bunch of fools, the only thing that looks foolish is when we don't know what's really happening when it comes to what's allowed in our state and what's not allowed in our state. And I also think Hunter took it on the chin unfairly to a certain extent because he's talking to a group. He's talking some guys when they go speak at these touchdown clubs, they won't let you video it. They won't. And like when Basil books these guests, he'll get somebody and then they'll be like, hey, yeah, if I'm coming, you can't video it. And he'll be like, well, or if I'm coming, I'm not doing interviews. He's like, well, it's what we do. Well, you're talking to a room of people. When he came on our show, I thought he painted a much different picture than the way some people perceived what happened earlier this week. But I don't think across the country, Arkansas is taking it on the chin or looks bad or anything like that.
I don't recall at any point in that speech him saying, you know what we need? We need 10,000 people to give $100 a month. Now, he did paint a scenario by which if that were to happen, yeah, it'd be great.
Right.
I don't think he said it with the idea, man, I got to convince 10,000 people to give $100 a month. I think he probably knows that's an impossible task.
I think what happened this week is we all learned a little bit more about the situation.
I think that's true as well.
And I think that's
true as well.
That's what's got to happen around the country with what is NIL and eventually rev sharing and all that now. Charlie's in Camden. Charlie, good morning. It's Friday. It's 7-11, and here you are.
Well, I'm here, Bo, but I'm 32, man. You are going on 32. You can't be talking about wood and church and whatever, man. My young mind might go somewhere that it ain't supposed to. So I'm gonna give you a pass though, because you're the great Bo Mattingly.
Well,
thanks, Chuck, for clearing it up.
Listen,
at least
guys,
Chuck cleared it up.
Listen, I'll tell you, like you can take and go anywhere you want to go in today's world with anything that's said. But when I'm talking about wood being wet, it's from church and it's about fires.
Oh, I believe you, man. I'm only messing with you. But I just think that, you guys were just talking about the whole Hunter thing. I think sometimes, and how is it the young, dumb 31-year-old can sit this way, but social media or media in general sometimes, like, not saying you, but we'll take one quote from an entire, how long was Hunter there, by the way? How long does those
he's probably on stage for 30, 40 minutes, probably 30.
So they take,
Matt Basil's got to thank people for 30 minutes. If you've ever been to the Little Rock Touchdown
I
Club,
will say this,
he's got to
though.
thank people for the first 30 minutes because he's got a lot of people involved.
I can tell you from experience, when you speak to that group, every word you say is going to be dissected, and you better be careful because they're looking for you to screw up. It's just the truth.
Oh, yeah.
It's just the truth. It is. It's
I
the
agree
truth.
with that, too.
Is that similar to this show?
Very similar, yes. Very similar, yes.
Yeah.
But hey, I got a prediction, guys. I know it's Friday, so I'm gonna give one. I don't know. I didn't really hear all of Eddie's call. I was gonna say, I was gonna actually ask, has Eddie called in and screamed and did a song yet? Well, he was, as I was calling and the phone was being picked up, he was doing that.
That's
right. What was it, Sunshine, that you knew, Chuck?
Katrina and the Waves, baby, walking on sunshine. Time to feel good.
Also, Eddie's got he's got a new transition. Woo! It's his transition in between songs.
Segue.
Yeah.
It's beautiful.
Oh, yeah, that's Ric Flair. That's Ric Flair, if you guys
that
don't
is.
know. That's Ric Flair.
Thank you. Thank you. Wow. Man, you're here for us.
Thank you, Charlie.
All right, man.
But anyway, 37-20, Arkansas wins. They're not going to make mistakes. They're going to handle success. And they're going to get this thing done. Arkansas 37, Auburn 20. Y'all have a good weekend.
Thank you, Charlie.
Thank you. We got some optimism.
I think if Arkansas avoids turnovers, they could win like that. I do. Now, if they turn it over, it's not going to be like that. But I think Arkansas is going to score on these guys. I do.
877-377-6963. It's the Chuck and Bo Show. We're brought to you in part by Blakeman's Fine Jewelry. Being a Razorback fan isn't just about the game. It's about the community, the tradition, and the moments that matter. Blakeman's Fine Jewelry, the official jeweler of the Arkansas Razorbacks. They understand the importance of these moments, and that's why they offer a selection of fine jewelry that goes beyond the ordinary. Chuck, just like the Hogs. They're not ordinary.
No.
It's nothing ordinary about this team. Visit Blakeman's Fine Jewelry in Rogers, where you'll find the perfect piece to celebrate your Razorback spirit and special moments in your life. So you got the Arkansas train going? You're on the.
I think Arkansas has a real shot to win tomorrow. And again, if they don't turn it over, if they don't give it away, there's not anything I've seen so far this season from the Razorback offense that makes me believe that if they just won't screw up,
they just won't screw up.
Exactly.
If you just
don't
don't
give
suck.
it away. Don't give it away.
Just don't suck.
give the ball away. If you don't give the ball away, I think they're going to score a lot of points.
7:15 on the Chuck and Bo Show. Good morning.
The Chuck and Bo Show.
All right, well, congratulations. Hey, Coach. I made some good calls today. You sure did. You sure did.
When it comes to finding the perfect diamond, there's one name that stands above the rest in Northwest Arkansas. Blakeman's Fine Jewelry. As the region's premier experts for diamonds, Blakeman's offers an unparalleled selection of brilliant stones, handpicked for their quality and beauty. They don't just help you find the perfect stone, they educate you on every step of the way. Whether you're planning a proposal, celebrating an anniversary, or simply treating yourself, Blakeman's, and your story begins.
I always enjoy talking about Weicker Realtors, the Griffin Company. If you followed my radio career, you remember they were partners on the original sports rap radio program over 20 years ago. We've done business together from an advertising perspective, but more importantly, they've been my partners in buying and selling homes. I'd recommend them to anybody. They're in Northwest Arkansas, the River Valley, and in Branson. Weicker Realtors, the Griffin Company, turning houses into homes since 1978.
You know, there's a sense of pride when it comes to things built in our state, and you can add Flyway Brewing to the list, a craft brewery with roots in North Little Rock dating back to 2013. With popular flavors like Blue Wing Berry Wheat Ale, the Honeybird Blonde, and the Early Bird IPA, there's no shortage to enjoy a tasty craft beer flight at the Flyway Brewery in Fayetteville, 1550 East Scion Road, or in North Little Rock at 314 Maple Street. Flyway Craft Beer, also available in restaurants and stores everywhere.
Ty Story, high school football coach and former college quarterback.
I love coaching, but it's a lot more fun after LASIK. Now when I'm coaching, I can focus on my players and not my eyes. After LASIK, my eyes are even better than before when I had glasses or wore contacts. McDonald Eye Team was great. They put me at ease. I couldn't believe how well I was seeing the day after surgery. Good vision and good football go together. I'm really glad I trusted my eyes to McDonald Eye Associates.
See your best with safe and affordable LASIK from McDonald Eye Associates. Register for your free consultation at mcdonaldeye.com.
The Chuck and Bo Show.
A great pair. Really honored that you guys are doing this, listening over here in Jonesboro.
The Big Ten is up during the 3-day fall hunting and tent sale, Thursday, Friday, and Saturday at Jelco Outdoors.
Hunting seasons are almost here, so we've got our deer feeders on sale. We've got the capsule 400-pound deer feeder on sale for $2.99. Was regularly $3.99. We've got deer corn. We've got nut grub. We've got ground blinds, ladder stands. We've got targets on sale. Got the Winchester XPR 300 Legend bolt-action rifle while they last for $499.99.
It's the big fall hunting and tent sale, Thursday, Friday, and Saturday at Jelco Outdoors in Fort Smith.
Pay attention. This happens fast. Routine, scheduled, maintenance. You know it's coming one day, but that day's in the future. Then the future comes, and your wallet's not ready for that $250 maintenance. But your forklift is. It needs it. Good thing you're smart. You're buying a used forklift from Medley Equipment Company this summer, and its first planned maintenance will be free because Medley keeps you moving.
I'm Branch Manager Dennis Mabry. Visit medleycompany.com or see us at 4001 Harper Avenue, Fort Smith, Arkansas.
At Shelter Insurance, we believe insurance should adjust to fit your needs. That's why we work with you to design an auto, home, and life insurance plan that's particular to you. Insurance that fits just right. And Shelter is known for our award-winning customer service, satisfied customers, and a plan for you. Ready to check us out? Shelter Insurance. We're your shield. We're your shelter.
See Agent Jason Hill in Greenwood or Agent Wade Gilkey in Fort Smith.
This is Daryl Johnston with Hashtag Managed IT Services. We are excited to now be part of AAA Business Systems. Hashtag will continue to handle every IT need your business will have, and now, as part of AAA Business Systems, we can handle all of your document printing and storage solutions. Together, we have the expertise to meet all of your office technology needs. Find us online at aaabm.com or call us at 471-1771.
You're listening to the Chuck and Bo Show on ESPN 95.3.
continue with this. The Beachy Boys, fight for your right.
You gotta fight.
You gotta fight
There it is.
for your right to war.
The Chuck and Bo Show.
That's what we're doing here.
Fighting for our right, baby.
Get ready. Go to school, kids. Have a great day. Have a great day at school. Get ready for some football tonight. Some high school football tonight.
Is Bart our music director? Who's the music director of the show? Eddie?
We have not settled. It's kind of like what Pittman's doing with the captains this year, Chuck. It's week to week. This week he is.
I just want
next week.
I just want more Imagine Dragons because I like saying it. You know, I just want more Imagine Dragons.
Image Dragons.
Well, that's
Image Dragons. Get it right.
I understand that some
show,
people say
Eddie,
it's Image Dragons.
Eddie has it as the Image Dragons.
But me being a student of pop culture, discovered that it is in fact Imagine Dragons.
Your analysis, by the way, today, Chuck, on Arkansas's chances and how they got to win this game or how they're going to win this game at Auburn has been dazzling.
Well, I used up all my good points. It's Monday to Thursday.
They gotta not turn it over. They gotta not turn it over.
Good point. Well, it's
gotta
like
not.
empty. It's empty.
Well, neither one of these teams has forced a fumble or recovered a fumble.
Exactly.
Neither one of them have recovered a fumble.
And the first one to do it may be the team that wins. But
somebody's got to win.
Someone's got to.
Somebody's got to win.
I think Arkansas can score. I do.
I feel positivity from Arkansas fans this week. You know, you get to Friday and people start getting hopeful.
Exactly.
By the way, good luck to the Fayetteville Purple Dogs tonight,
Big
hosting
game.
Texas.
You've got that dad
Texas
coach
High.
going. You got that dad.
This
all
is my
that's missing
Friday.
really are the old, the bike shorts. You know, the Sansa Belt deal like your coach used to wear. You guys are probably too young to remember this. What every coach and PE teacher wore back in like the 70s. That's all.
Tell me more.
My people know what I'm talking about. My people know what I'm talking about.
Did you have all of your classes in the same room, or did you change rooms for classes?
Later on, we did change.
Did you guys do virtual learning back then?
We had no. Well, I mean,
did you have any virtual learning days?
We used Imagine learning sometimes.
You didn't have any like Zoom? Like, hey, we're gonna log on to Zoom.
I was
today.
bad to stare off into space. I will admit that. I was bad to just aimlessly stare off into space.
I could not pay attention in school.
I was terrible.
I mean, it was like
I was a horrible student.
It really, you know, a lot of scars because they didn't know what ADD was then, and I was just dumb. It was turns out I wasn't that dumb.
Just an excitable boy. He was an excitable boy.
Speaking of that, Bart, who does school like nobody's ever done it before.
Are you still in school, Bart?
He's just.
I mean, I wouldn't be opposed.
He's an education guy, like Bart was. He's just educated, and if you don't believe me, just ask him.
You are really smart.
And Bart's got some locks of the week.
Yeah,
he just.
Where are we going this week?
He stood up during the break and he said, "I got some locks this week."
What's the smart money doing this weekend, Bart?
I got 3 for you.
All right, let's do it.
We're going back to Stillwater.
Oh,
Utah is a 2-point underdog at Oklahoma State.
You got the Utes?
I got the Utes
all day.
I ride with Cam Rising. I ride with Cam Rising. He's been there for 27 years.
You got 2 35-year-old quarterbacks.
I know. I think it's the oldest quarterback matchup in college football history.
Yeah, you might be right. Like Utah's a really good team.
Utah's a very
and
good
whoever
team.
wins that game is probably going to win the Big 12.
I would agree.
But I'm going to root for Oklahoma State for all the people that said that I was nuts, that I said Oklahoma State had a chance to be a playoff team.
Oklahoma State can win by 1. That's fine.
Oh,
you just like Gundy. You just like Gundy.
I see what you're doing.
You're pals with Gundy.
Okay.
Business in the front, party in the back, man. You guys are the same way.
They had a party last night in Stillwater because Dave Hunziker.
I saw that.
The voice of the
Cowboys. Pistols firing. Bowled a 300.
I know.
And Gundy tweeted, I got to be like the only coach in the country that has a play-by-play guy that can bowl a 300. And I was like, well,
I know Arkansas does not. Hey, Arkansas's play-by-play guy's lucky to get to triple digits.
Right.
Let's just be honest here.
When's the last time you bowled, Chuck?
Oh, it's been a long time. Probably right down the street at Ozark Lanes. If I remember
it's
right.
beautiful. It's a wonderful place to go. They got great food there. I mean,
People still pile in there 2, 3 in the morning.
I don't know. I'm not there.
I mean, back when I was younger.
That restaurant, they had a
back when I was younger.
That's where Bo is when he's prepping for the show in the morning.
That's right. I get up early. All right. Listen, here's my routine. I go to IHOP about 3:30. And I sit down, have a cup of coffee.
Is Village Inn open that early? Is it 24 hours?
I think it is.
They got good pie.
I'll try that.
Breakfast pie.
It's nothing like a piece of pie at breakfast.
Awesome.
Yeah.
Awesome cup of coffee.
What else do you have, Bart? We're off the rails.
I've talked about this one all week. Tennessee 6.5-point favorite at Oklahoma. I just don't believe that Oklahoma is truly that good. I think they're very bad offensively. I think they have a good defense. I think Tennessee's offense is just going to shred them.
Good God.
And I think Tennessee is going to win by multiple scores.
Is this what gamblers do? like I get up and I'm kind of like, oh, what are we going to talk about on the show? We got this. We got Carlton Saffa.
Are you trying to convince us or yourself? Are you trying to convince yourself?
I'm just giving you.
No, but he's saying it with such confidence, like he's been thinking about it for a week.
I have been thinking about this all week. Ever since I saw the line open at 7.5, I was like, that's not enough.
Bart has a watch party for the lines to come out.
It's going to be a barn burner. Go with the Sooners and the points. It's going to be a barn burner, Bart.
I disagree, Chuck.
So you think the Vols roll?
I do think
it's very cliche, but you might be right. Very
I got one more for you. I mentioned this team earlier in the day. New Mexico. It's homecoming in Albuquerque. They're a 13-point underdog to Fresno State.
How could you know that? I mean, how could anyone with a life know that?
It's a different question.
Okay.
It's a different. I think.
Man.
I think
one more time. You lost me at New Mexico and minus 13.
Yeah,
who are
plus
they playing?
13.
Plus 13.
They're hosting Fresno State. It's homecoming
plus
in Albuquerque.
13.
Bronco Mendenhall has had.
How do you know that? Jeez. How does he know it's homecoming?
Can I finish my pick?
Can I finish?
Are you like on their alumni email list?
I'm not. No. Bronco Mendenhall's had them ready to.
Bought your corsage yet?
Yeah.
I'm sorry.
That was you started with a question and then you immediately followed it up with a rhetorical question, aka statement. You have no life.
That's how I roll, man.
And then
I ask the question, I answer it myself, and then I ask it again.
And then he confirms it by saying it's homecoming.
Well, I know. I was trying to get more out of Bart. I wanted to know why it was such a special game.
The Lobos have started each game really well. They've played really well in the first half of every game, including at Auburn last week.
I've heard
they played Auburn last week. I was watching the game. Come on.
Did prep.
Tell us about that.
And
tell us more about what you expect from Auburn then after watching that game. Not that you're on the Lobos.
The Lobos didn't put any pressure on that quarterback.
No,
exactly.
They didn't. But they stayed in the game for a half. They stayed in the game for a half. And that's why I think Arkansas is going to go there and go to the Plains and win this weekend.
Oh, is that a lock?
That's not a lock. I'm just saying that's my opinion.
You buried the lead. I thought for a second.
I think Arkansas is going to go to Auburn and win the game.
Bart Pullman with his locks. What are they again? Quick recap.
Utah +2, Tennessee -6.5, New Mexico +13, homecoming in Albuquerque.
Yeah, that's the parlay's parlay.
Later in the show, we'll have Zach Gillum on from Oaklawn Sports, the Oaklawn Sports Book, and we'll see if he agrees with you. All right.
Okay.
Hey, I want to tell you about Make-A-Wish. They got Waiters for Wishes going on at Walk-Ons in Fayetteville this Tuesday night, where you can meet the basketball team. If you're interested in a table, it's for a good cause. You could meet the new men's basketball players. A lot of these guys are going to be stars, not only this year, but future years in the NBA. You know how John Calipari does it. September 24th, 6 to 8 Tuesday, Walk-Ons in Fayetteville, Make-A-Wish. It's a fundraiser for Make-A-Wish, Waiters for Wishes. All right, when we come back, we get back into the story of the week as we continue to get to the bottom of the NIL raffle. We've got a statement from the governor's office, basically. It's we'll get into that next. And then we're going to hear from Carlton Saffa, who has been pushing for the 50-50 raffle. Why hasn't it happened? We talked about that earlier this week with Hunter Yurachek. What Carlton Saffa of Bet Saracen has to say about it is next on the Chuck and Bo Show.
The Chuck and Bo Show.
There's a lot of lions, tigers, and bears, but there ain't but one razorback. Number one.
Flight by Yingling is the next generation of light beer. For those who don't follow trends, but craft them. Flight by Yingling is 12 ounces of uncompromised refreshment from America's oldest brewery. With only 2.6 grams of carbs and 95 calories, This is premium refreshment, 6 generations in the making. Don't just raise a glass, raise the bar. Flight by Yingling. Available wherever beer is sold. DG Yingling & Son Incorporated, Pottsville, Pennsylvania. Please enjoy responsibly.
Arkansas's one-stop automotive shop is right around the corner. Fayetteville Auto Park. FayettevilleAutoPark.com. Chevy, Toyota, Honda, Acura, Collision Center, all in one place. And if you're shopping pre-owned, Fayetteville Auto Park has you covered. With so many new cars sold, we always have a great selection of fresh trades. Why settle for anything less than the best? Fayetteville Auto Park, West Showroom Drive in Fayetteville. Proud sponsor of the Chuck and Bo Show.
The Chuck and Bo Show.
In Hog Noxious, our listeners just don't let us down. He said, Chuck, explain it to them. Smash or trash by saying swipe right or left.
Touchdown, Arkansas!
We fought back. We took a punch, and we answered back.
He's going to go! Johnson's at midfield, and there he goes! 98 yards. Keith, I saw it, but I'm not sure I believe it.
Listen to every Razorback football game this season right here on ESPN 95.3 and hitthatline.com.
Folks, here we are at Road Chevrolet, 2800 Alma Highway. Grant, Neal, it's truck season at Road Chevrolet. You got 1.9% for well-qualified buyers on the 2024 Silverado 1500.
Absolutely. So we've got continuing great rebates coming out with great financing offers from GM Financial. You can get up to $7,000 off of a new Silverado right now with that 1.9% financing available on certain models and a deferral for 90 days on payment. So 3 months without having to make a payment is pretty nice going into the holiday season.
And the great thing about that, it's in addition to the 1.9%. It's not or, it's plus.
Yeah, we're glad to see that the manufacturer and GM Financial stepping up and really getting the great deals. You know, September is the beginning of cooler season of the holidays. It's football season, and we're excited to have the excitement in the air.
So do a little tailgating this football season on the back of your new Silverado from Road Chevrolet, 2800 Alma Highway in Van Buren. Prices you'll love, people you can trust.
Looking to protect yourself and your family this flu season? Law's Drug Store at 6802 Rogers Avenue offers the latest vaccines for adults and seniors in both COVID-19 and the flu. Law's Drug Store has friendly pharmacists ready to assist you with no appointment necessary. Call 452-6116. It's quick, it's easy, and in most cases, free with your insurance. Law's Drug Store, 6802 Rogers Avenue behind Outback Steakhouse. Open 6 days a week to care for you and your family.
The Wave Rural Connect Shoal Creek Zone is open. Fast fiber internet, TV, and home phone available. This covers Midway, New Blaine, Scranton, Delaware, and other areas. Even if this isn't your zone, check your address. We might be available for you. Get your whole home solution. Internet, TV, and phone from a local provider. Go to signup.waveruralconnect.com or call 1-833-492-8372. Arkansas Valley Electric and Wave Rural Connect, changing the communities we serve.
The best selection of RVs is now even better at Wheels RV in Springdale. Wheels RV has added Brinkley RVs to the already loaded lineup of Grand Design and Forest River products. See the Brinkley Model Z, the latest innovation in luxury fifth wheels. And like always, every new RV comes with a lifetime warranty, so you can camp with confidence. So stop in and find out why Wheels has been voted best RV dealer year after year. Wheels RV, 5 miles west of exit 72 off of I-49 in Springdale. Seek, explore, discover with Wheels RV.
Man, I wish I knew you were here. We hear that every day at In Stock Parts, located off Highway 45 across from the cold storage in Fort Smith. Are you a maintenance technician, landscaper, farmer, or do-it-yourselfer in need of bearings, belts, or roller chain, or safety supplies like gloves, safety glasses, or earplugs? Maybe you need drill bits, tap and die sets, lubricants, or even a gas-powered pump or generator. Don't waste your time driving around. Stop by In Stock Parts, your industrial parts resource, or check them out online at InStockParts.com. In Stock Parts.
Every morning in hardworking America, Hardee's biscuit makers rise to bake you Hardee's original made-from-scratch buttermilk biscuits. Famous since 1977 and still bake fresh every 15 minutes. It's not the easy way, but it's the only way to make Hardee's breakfast so good. Like our mix and match handcrafted breakfast biscuits. Select items now 2 for $5. Hardee's, goodness in the making. Tax not included. Price and participation may vary.
You're listening to the Chuck and Bo Show on ESPN 95.3.
listening to the Chuck and Bo Show. Back to Save Sports Radio.
All right, Hunter Yurchek was on the show yesterday, and I asked him about his perspective, if he could comment or what the stance University of Arkansas had on the proposed 50-50 raffle that could bring NIL funds to the Razorbacks. Here's what he said.
I am all for a way to generate revenue for name, image, and likeness. The way I understand it, I'm an athletic director for a reason, is that there's some legalities that exist within our state currently that do not make that possible. The governor and I have talked several times about it. She is not comfortable with that right now, and I fully respect her in her decision. We're working to potentially have some legislation that we would introduce in the next session that would allow us to do that and do that legally. But until that time, we're going to have to find different revenue streams.
He mentioned the governor. We reached out to the governor's office. They said they stand by this statement that was released by Jim Hudson, the Department of Finance and Administration Secretary, in which he said, "We believe the proposed NIL raffle is not authorized under existing Arkansas law and could not be implemented with just a rule change. It's also important to note that the proposal is part of a broader request to allow casino gaming online. This would represent a major expansion of gaming in Arkansas and should not be rushed into without understanding its impact on our state. I share the concerns about foreign illegal gaming, and DFA is committed to working with our casino partners and law enforcement to address it." That's the end of the statement. Chuck and I just tried to get to the bottom of this week, and I think there's been a misconception that the University of Arkansas, anybody affiliated with the University of Arkansas, is against this. And our point in bringing Hunter on yesterday was to find out if that's true. Carlton Saffa is the Chief Marketing Officer for Saracen Resort and Bet Saracen, and he has understandably been pushing for this raffle. We wanted to get his take on all this, so he's joining us now on the Chuck and Bo Show. Carlton, good morning. I'll let you just jump in. What are your thoughts on what's transpired this week, and what are we missing here, if anything?
Hey, guys. Good morning, and thank you for having me on. Hey, Chuck, how are you?
I'm doing well. Ready to go to Auburn.
I know. I'll see you here in a couple of hours. Bo, thank you very much for having me on.
Yes, sir.
This is a passionate issue, and I admit myself, I get a little passionate about it. It is, let me begin with a question. Can we just talk straight about this? Because this is not nearly as complicated an issue as it's often made to be. Is it fair? Is it kind of a place we can just...
We're just trying to get to the bottom of it.
Yeah, that sounds good.
So here's the deal, guys. I was there when sports betting was legalized. I was there. The three casinos got together. We worked with then Governor Hutchinson, who before I worked in the casino business, I worked for many years. And we worked with the Racing Commission to construct what we think are some pretty good rules. And it's worked well for the state. But I was there. I was at the table. I testified, and then I went to the legislature. This is the exact same process. So it's a rule change. And I'll be very basic here. And not because I'm trying to, talk to folks like they're fifth graders, but when this is made confusing or complicated, that is intentional. And it's not intentional by folks that want to help the Hogs or ASU or UAPB or UA Little Rock. It is intentionally made complicated by folks who do not want this to happen. So here's the deal. In Arkansas, you have two types of ways something can be done. It can be done by a rule, and a rule regulates a trade or a practice. So if you're a dentist and there's a new type of dentistry that comes out and you want to do this new procedure, you got to go to the dental board, and the dental board either okays it or they don't. Sometimes you can skip that whole process and just go straight to the legislature. But traditionally, the process of regulating gaming and horse racing has been done through the Arkansas Racing Commission. Now, with sports betting was once only legal at the casino, in the four walls of the casino. You had to go there to place a bet. We went to the commission and said, can we change this and do mobile betting on the phone? Our customers are asking for it. We need to do it. There's a lot of money going offshore with the illegal sports books. And the question was really about geography. Let's take it from the four walls of the casino to the four borders of the state. And the commission said, okay. So a rule went through the Administrative Procedures Act and then went to the Arkansas Legislative Council and was approved. Bottom line is we went to them and said, can we take the geography of sports from the four walls of the casino to the four walls of the state? What we're asking for now is the same thing. Can we take other games we're authorized to do? A drawing is one of them. We have slots, tables, other games only allowed in the four walls of a casino, and we'd like to take them to the four borders of the state. The reason that we know absolutely that this is legal is because it's been done before, and this follows the exact same process as sports betting. I'll be this blunt. If an NIL 50-50 is not legal, and if online gaming is not legal, then neither is sports betting. And I say that BetSaracen is the 14th largest sports book in America, the largest single state operator in America. I'm telling you guys, if what we're proposing is not possible, first of all, I wouldn't.
Well,
be
what's
so
the Carlton? What's the
about it.
process? So, again, we wanted to clear up, it's still not legal, or whatever phrase you want to use. It's not allowed, and so that's why it's not happening. So, how does that change? Why, if it's so simple, why hasn't it changed? I feel like there's an issue that politically people are talking about. Well, maybe we'd be okay with the raffle. By the way, I haven't heard anybody say they're against the raffle. I have heard people say they're concerned about expanding online wagering to iGaming and being able to play blackjack for real money and those types of things on your phone. But it's not just about the raffle. So how do you get it through? What is happening right now that is causing it not to happen?
Well, one casino in Arkansas doesn't want to do it, and they have thrown everything, including the kitchen sink, at me personally.
But that's not what the Department of Finance and Administration is. They're saying they have concerns, and they're the ones that are in charge, right?
What do you think those concerns? Who do you think brought them those concerns?
So you're saying it's backroom politics?
Yeah, and I'm telling you, as somebody who worked in the Capitol for many years, I know how this works, and I can see it from a mile away. Look, I know the governor, and I respect the hell out of her. I supported her. I voted for her. I get it. But what we're not going to do is try to go up against a good old boy system. We're going to approach this, and I'm not accusing her of being part of it, but look, Saracen's 5 years old. Some of our competitors in this marketplace are over 100 years old. And I don't for a moment suggest that we've got the clout to just slam something through.
Yeah.
But I've got to tell you this, you got to look at market share. Our business has proven in the last 5 years we're pretty good at the internet. I mean, we book about 3 times as many wagers on sports as our competitor in Southwest Arkansas. I can only imagine their thoughts about expanding online gaming when they're doing in a week. When they're doing in a month, what we do in a week.
Yeah, I don't.
It's really not more complicated than that,
right? And we don't want to get in the middle of you and any other casino. Our view.
Well, I don't want to either. But my point is that's the issue. That's the real issue, guys.
What's the solution here, Carlton? I mean, we and you've explained it very well, and I've heard others explain it very well too. How do we get from this point where everybody's got an opinion on why it hasn't happened to the point where it actually does happen? What's the process to get there?
Well, I think it's interesting that no one really wants to talk about this in a forum that's actionable.
Mm-hmm.
I don't mean to say talking to you.
No, that's a fair point. That's a very fair point. I mean, I think that really goes to the heart of the matter, frankly, is that a lot of people are talking about it, and none of us
and nobody,
nobody really has the authority to get it done.
Right, to figure out.
Well, guys, I know Chuck well, Bo. I hope to meet you someday. I don't know you well,
Same.
I promise I'm a lot friendlier than I seem sometimes.
I'm good. Thank you.
Well, that's the crux of it, guys. We have said for a long time, let's have a public discussion. Let's have a hearing. You don't even have to vote. Let's have a racing commission hearing. That's the normal process to change a rule. Is you have a hearing, you discuss it, then there's a public comment period for 30 days, then you vote. at the commission to approve it. Again, I've done it. We've been there. And I don't say that to boast. I'm just saying we've changed gaming commission rules.
Let me.
I used to work on the other side. There are folks who do not want this to even be discussed. The fact that we're talking about it right now is not something folks who are against this want. All I'm saying is sunshine is an incredible disinfectant. It's the reason why Chuck texted me last night. I was having dinner. Said, sure, I'll come on in the morning. I'm not afraid to discuss the issue.
Good.
Because we know the facts are on our side.
Well,
and
look,
look,
we're not really trying to get into the issues that you're talking about. That's for another platform because we're not political. But I would ask this one question in the interest of time. Just why can't we have a raffle and not have iGaming? Because that seems to be lumping those things together. And I'm just like a citizen here. I got no expertise in politics like you do. But why can't we unbundle those things and just have the raffle?
So two things. One, if it's not done well, it's not worth doing. So, Chuck, I texted you some pictures of this being done well.
I saw him.
Yeah. Most of those checks are 7 figures, not 6. Alberta, Canada is doing one hell of a job with the Oilers. I don't know anything about Alberta, Canada, or hockey. But most of their weeks, they're 7 figures, not 6. So if this isn't done well, it's going to fizzle out. Florida, by the way, is doing this, and they're not doing it well. And to me, not doing it well, they're doing 100,000 a week. That ain't doing it well. So if it's not done by a heavily marketed, well done casino product, I don't think it's going to be done well.
Okay.
And I think, and I don't mean this to be negative, but I don't think the Edge can get it done on their own, because to build a quality app and to market the heck out of this costs 7 or 8 figures. And I know it because we've done it with our sports book. So Saracen's prepared to turn our 7-figure annual Learfield deal into entirely promoting the NIL 50/50. All of our stadium signage, all of our commercials that run while Chuck's announcing the game, all of our programmatic ads, all the digital boards in basketball, in football, in baseball will be turned to it. Number 2, if it's not done with us, then the Edge is going to have to actually build the app, which is going to cost probably millions to be done correctly, but even on the cheap, 700,000-800,000 with maintenance, interchange fees, and the like. I mean, the question is, do you want to reinvent the wheel and come up with a way to allow it to be done as a charity raffle through the Edge, or just let folks who already have all of the casino apps? By the way, this is not Saracen only. All casinos could offer this. If you've got a casino app on your phone, you'd be able to offer it. It's already there. It's turnkey, and our tech is built. Final thing I'll tell you, Bo, is that this is at its core a game of chance, just like a slot machine is, or just like playing cards. And the underlying permissions that are necessary to turn on an NIL 50/50 are games of chance permissions. They're the interactive gaming permissions that you need. By the way, the real issue here is not just the NIL 50/50. It's the fact that our state is swarmed with illegal offshore apps already. I mean, Donald Trump himself, over a decade ago, said these illegal offshore apps are a problem. There is a ton of money leaving our country. That's Trump a decade ago. That should give you some idea of how this is not nearly as controversial as it is pitched to be. I mean, Trump's for this. He has been for over a decade. And I'm not saying Trump's for the Saracen plan. I'm saying Trump is for the idea of iGaming. That should tell you that this is not nearly as controversial as it's made out to be. And with regard to the statements about it not being legal, that is a misapplication of the law. And I realize that is being made, that's a misapplication being made by people very high up in government. But the statutes that are referenced are the charity raffle statutes. Saracen is not a charity. This is not a church raffle we're going to do in a basement. It would be operated under the auspices of the casino gaming laws. That's how we came up with it. And the idea for this all came from Northwest Arkansas. We didn't even come up with the idea of the 50/50.
Yeah, no, look, I don't want to belabor the point. Like what we wanted to do today, and I wanted to give you the opportunity to say what you've been saying on social media. You've been behind it, pushing it. I wanted to make it clear we're not against it. We're only stating what we've been told by the people involved. And so now we've heard why you're for it. I guess the only other thing to do is try to hear why people are against it. And the only thing we've gotten on that is the statement that we read earlier that the governor has supported. So that's what we wanted to do here. I hope you feel like you've been heard, and we wanted to try to give everybody an opportunity to weigh in on this, which I think we've done that. And because fans are confused and they want to know how we get more NIL money. And this seems like a solution. And you're saying it's not as complicated. Others are saying it is complicated. So all we can do is kind of deliver that information, and we hope that you feel like you had an opportunity to do that today. And I hope they can figure out a way to do it. I hope they can figure out a way to make some more NIL money for Arkansas.
No,
Carlton, I appreciate you coming on.
I appreciate you, but why can't we have a public discussion? And why is Harrison the only one talking? Those are the questions folks should ask.
All right. Thank you, man.
Thank you, Carlton.
All the best to you.
All right. See you soon, Chuck.
Thanks.
Take care. Carlton Saffa, the CMO, the Chief Marketing Officer of Saracen. We got to hit a break. We can react to that when we come back on the Chuck and Bo Show. Good morning.
The Chuck and Bo Show.
And I want someone to slide into my DMs. It's just
I'm
a
not sure
personal
I'm
goal.
entirely comfortable with this.
It sounds appealing to me.
It seems like everything is more expensive this year, but replacing your AC doesn't have to be. If you need to replace your AC this summer, before you commit, price check with Paschal. You can save money and use the professionals to replace your system. Enjoy the peace of mind knowing you chose the best option for your home. Visit GoPaschal.com and with just a few clicks, see how much you can save with the Paschal price check. Paschal Air, Plumbing, and Electric.
First Security is about more than great banking. Yes, we provide the financial expertise, digital tools, and everything else you need when you need it. But we also go all in on local support with friendly professionals, plus convenient locations all across the state. Because we believe personal banking is better banking. Visit fsbank.com for details. That's fsbank.com for friendly local banking with First Security. Bank better. Member FDIC.
You say, well, that's a tough thing to say. Well, we live in a tough world.
The Chuck and Bo Show.
Hey, it's Zach from the Ruskin and Zach Show. Join us Friday, September 27th from 2 to 6 as we broadcast live overlooking the 15th green at the Choctaw Club at the Walmart Northwest Arkansas Championship. We'll have interviews with some of the best players in the world and other special guests, and we'll do it all from the best way to enjoy the golfing weekend from the Choctaw Club overlooking the 15th green. Join us, Ruskin and Zach, live from the Walmart Northwest Arkansas Championship overlooking the 15th green at the Choctaw Club, Friday, September 27th.
Colorworks Paint and Body in Barling offers professional automotive painting, bodywork, and fabrication that is unsurpassed in talent and dedication. Owner Andy Herod uses the latest in collision repair technology to ensure all damage is addressed, whether it's visible or hidden, and works with all insurance companies. Andy and his crew have the experience and commitment to give you complete trust in the repair of your vehicle, no matter the size of the job. Colorworks is located at 1206 4th Street in Barling, across from Dollar General, and is on Facebook where you can check out their work.
When you need tough and paint just isn't enough, check out River City Coatings in Van Buren. When it comes to your metals, paint can peel and crack over time. Whether it's your patio furniture, rims or trims on your automobile, or heavy equipment, no one has time for a redo. Powder coating provides the toughness you need. Preserve your investment with powder coating from River City Coatings. River City Coatings, certified John Deere, Caterpillar, ISO 9001, Packer, and UL provider of tough. River City Coatings, 471-7675 or online at rivercitycoatings.com.
Walk-Ons is always a win, whether it's for a post-game celebration, drinks with the crew, or an easy weeknight dinner. Walk-Ons has you covered. Scratch-made dishes, wall-to-wall TVs, craft beers and cocktails. Dig into their mouth-watering menu items like po' boys, gumbo, and voodoo shrimp, plus fan favorites like juicy burgers and fresh salads. Find your nearest location in Rogers, Fayetteville, Fort Smith, Conway, and Little Rock, or order online or in the app. Walk-On Sports Bistro for the win.
You're listening to the Chuck and Bo Show on ESPN 95.3.
You're listening to the Chuck and Bo Show. Listen anywhere at hitthatline.com or the Hit That Line Now app. And now, Chuck and Bo.
I don't know if it's possible to put a bow on this, after a week, but
we're going to. We're going to.
Well, we're going to try.
We're going to move on.
I'm going to try as we put this thing to bed for now. My sense when I talk to people, and I thought Carlton explained very well Saracen's position on this. I understand, and he explained very well their desire for iGaming to go with the 50-50 raffle. My sense from people around the state is that people are okay with a 50-50 raffle. They want it, as a matter of fact. Maybe lukewarm on the iGaming. They need a little bit more convincing.
Yeah, look, I know we've spent time on this, and we really wouldn't have gotten into it today had Carlton not said quite a few things on Twitter yesterday. We wanted to give him a chance to weigh in, and I think we've heard from all the sides that have anything to say at this point, including the Department of Finance. That's all we can do. So we've fulfilled our obligation to the story. We're moving on the Chuck and Bo show next.
Man, I've got some good news. Sweatinum Cosmetic is not just for females. Turns out us guys want to look and feel good too. Why be tired, lethargic, and overweight when we don't have to be? Sure, diet and exercise matter, but there can also be a lot more going on. For example, low testosterone is a real thing among many adult males, not just the old guys. I've heard about the weight loss shots and the low T ads before, and I've been skeptical. But then I stopped by my friend's office, Dr. Jeff Sweatinum. He showed me around that first-class facility and said, here's what we're doing for guys. It's called the Sweatinum Edge. You make an appointment, get a free evaluation covering 4 potential issues: hormones, weight loss, hair loss, and skin. Find out where you are and decide if treatment is right for you. Log on to sweatinumcosmetic.com, sweatinumcosmetic.com, and click on the Sweatinum Edge, or call 479-966-4174 and tell them you heard about the Sweatinum Edge on the Chuck and Bo Show.
Oaklawn is your hot springs escape. Enjoy plush comfort, upscale dining, and Arkansas's only Forbes 4-star rated spa at our luxury hotel. And with easy access to Hot Springs National Park and sparkling lakes, Oaklawn is your home base for everything the region has to offer. Come stay, play, and get away at Oaklawn, a Forbes Travel Guide recommended hotel. Make your reservation at oaklawn.com. Gambling problem? Call 1-800-522-4700.
Flight by Yingling. It's the next generation of light beer. For those who don't follow trends, but craft them. Flight by Yingling is 12 ounces of uncompromised refreshment from America's oldest brewery. With only 2.6 grams of carbs and 95 calories, this is premium refreshment 6 generations in the making. Don't just raise a glass. Raise the bar. Flight by Yingling. Available wherever beer is sold. PG Yingling & Son Incorporated. Pottsville, Pennsylvania. Please enjoy responsibly.
I want to make a couple of points here because I have the floor.
All of it. The Chuck and Bo Show.
Arkansas is special. Our people are honest and hardworking. The Brad Hendricks Law Firm is pure Arkansas. We were raised here, we live here, and we're straight shooters. Unfortunately, out-of-state lawyers who care nothing about Arkansas are advertising for your legal business. They don't understand that you don't hand Arkansans a pile of cow dung and try to tell us it's a rose. Don't be just a number. Call the Brad Hendricks Law Firm. Tradition, reputation, results.
ESPN Arkansas weather.
For today, lots of sunshine, just an outside chance of a shower or thunderstorm. Our high temperatures today into the middle 90s. Slight chance of showers and storms tonight, overnight lows in the low 70s. And then we could see a few isolated showers and storms across the north again on Saturday. Otherwise, lots of sunshine, a high in the low to mid 90s. I'm Sally Russell with your forecast on ESPN Arkansas.
The weather is brought to you by In Good Spirits, Fort Smith's premier source for fine wines, specialty beers, and liquor.
Nothing says summer fun like fishing with a Thill Bobber with the family. America's favorite floats by Thill are available in a variety of sizes and colors. These premium balsa wood floats are made by the thousands at Pradco in Fort Smith, Arkansas. They are great at detecting the slightest bites by fish and work great in tandem with crickets and redworms. Available at Walmart, Bass Pro Shops, Academy, LureNet.com, and tackle shops everywhere. America's favorite floats by Thill.
After I drop the kids off, I have to run across town for a meeting, hit the gym during lunch. Jake has soccer tonight, and Emily has gymnastics. Oh, did I turn on the crock pot this morning?
With a never-ending to-do list, it's easy to forget something important, like setting up a life insurance plan with Shelter Insurance. Your local Shelter agent can show you how to create a safety net for your family. Shelter Life Insurance Company, Columbia, Missouri.
See Agent Chris Dooley in Fort Smith.
You're listening to ESPN 95.3, KERX Paris, Fort Smith.
You sound like a participation trophy, Dad.
The Big Fall Hunting Sale is underway this Thursday, Friday, and Saturday at Jelco Outdoors. Great deals on great gear for the bow hunters, deer hunters, and the duck hunters. Savings on bows, guns, ammunition, hunting clothing, hunting boots, blinds, feeders, and much, much more. The Big Tent is up and full of all kinds of deals. Don't miss the Big Fall Hunting Sale this weekend at Jelco Outdoors. Remember, a great hunt begins at Jelco Outdoors, 4600 South Zero in Fort Smith.
Presented by Sharp Equipment. Check out the new Wacker Newson ST45 at Sharp Equipment. It's bigger, bolder, and is ideal for lifting and loading. The vertical path lift arm allows for easy load placement in demanding applications where reach and height is a requirement. For compact, heavy equipment with a great deal of power, visit them and check out the new Wacker Newson lineup at Sharp Equipment, 6104 Highway 271 South in Fort Smith. Or call them at 479-242-1406.
You will never find a boring old burger at Art's Barbecue and Burgers in Fort Smith. Try the Wild West Burger, topped with a hot link, jalapenos, and Art's hot sauce. The Brisket Burger, with tender brisket and caramelized onions on top of their ham-patted burger. Or the famous Art Attack, with house bacon, smoked ham, an onion ring, and a fried egg. There are 10 different burgers to choose from, and they're all $1 off every Saturday. Art's Barbecue Burgers and more. Rogers Avenue, next to Buddy's in Fort Smith.
The Wave Rural Connect Shoal Creek Zone is open. Fast fiber internet, TV, and home phone available. This covers Midway, New Blaine, Scranton, Delaware, and other areas. Even if this isn't your zone, check your address. We might be available for you. Get your whole home solution. Internet, TV, and phone from a local provider. Go to signup.waveruralconnect.com or call 1-833-492-8372. Arkansas Valley Electric and Wave Rural Connect, changing the communities we serve.
You're listening to the Chuck and Bo Show on ESPN 95.3.
Previously heard on Chuck and Bo.
What is a pirate's favorite fast food restaurant?
Long John Silver's.
Long John Silver.
You would think, but it's actually Arby's. Hey, what does the pirate wear to a Christmas party?
What?
An Argyle sweater.
Oh my God.
The Chuck and Bo Show.
That was a call play, and I called it.
A show of record for Razorback fans.
I'm ready to roll right now, Bo.
Can you believe we're doing this? Just like old times.
This is getting ridiculous, Bo Mattingly.
Northwest Arkansas is growing. It deserves an intelligent sports radio.
Two ball play guys with a face for radio.
Let's make another excuse for this jackwater.
That's right.
Presented by First Security Bank. By Kurt Realtors, the Griffin Company. Pasco Air, Plumbing, and Electric. Flight by Yingling and Fayetteville Auto Park. And now, Chuck and Bo.
Good morning. National Pepperoni Pizza Day. National Fried Rice Day. National String Cheese Day. I think I'm gonna go for the trifecta.
Man, I like a good pepperoni pizza. Extra cheese? You like extra cheese, Bart?
Do you like honey on your pizza?
No.
Get a little pepperoni, jalapenos, a little honey, drizzle.
No.
Yeah.
Never heard of that.
Well,
honey.
I'm here to culture you up, Chuck.
Wow.
Yeah, we're gonna
You
help
put
you out.
pineapple on your pizza too?
Sometimes, occasionally,
Really?
every once in a while. You can't overwhelm the pizza with pineapple.
Huh.
But for a lot of people tomorrow, pizza's a good opportunity. I know it's National Pepperoni Pizza Day.
I don't
today,
see anything about National Pepperoni Pizza Day with honey.
Right.
Day.
Wait, well, some of us-
No National Pepperoni Pizza with pineapple.
Some
day.
of us try to make things better.
Well, then it's not your
some
day.
of us-
Then it's not your day. Let the rest of us who just enjoy a pepperoni pizza have our day.
Okay, all right.
We don't care about your honey.
That's fair. Yeah. Okay. Is that right?
I don't care
Put,
about
put a little honey on it.
I don't care. You pour sugar on it. Do whatever you want. I don't care.
Is Arkansas going to pour sugar on Auburn this
that's what
weekend?
Eddie said.
Eddie would say so. 2.5 point underdogs. Arkansas going down on the plains, 2:30 tomorrow. on ESPN. You can hear it right here as Chuck Barrett will make the call. The pregame starts in a couple of minutes, and it's a 2-day process.
It's a long pregame.
Getting ready for the game. By the way, Otani is in the 50 for 50 club. First guy ever to get there. 50 stolen bases and 51 home runs. Hit 3 last night, 10 RBI, and a Dodgers win. Shohei Otani.
Well said.
Yeah.
He may be the best player ever.
Shohei
Otani.
What did he say after the game? What did he? I want to hear his comments after the game before we move into the football game here. I mean, that's exactly what I was thinking.
Yeah. Translated.
What would you say? Oh my gosh! Stop it! Stop it! We've run that into the ground. We've run NIL into the ground.
Really? Let's
just
do something
give
fresh.
us the money and we'll move on.
That's right. That's
just
exactly
give us the money and we'll stop passing the plate.
All right, let me talk about Pascal Air Plumbing and Electric, and then we'll take Heath's call here. If you're getting ready for fall, and I know many of you already are, I know it feels like summer out there today, but we're fast approaching the time where you're probably going to run your AC in the afternoon after you ran your heater for a little while in the morning. And that's where Pascal Air Plumbing and Electric comes in. First off, they're going to give you confidence that your system's going to work year-round. Their planned protection program keeps you humming, whether you're in the summer moving into the fall to the winter, whatever the season is, they're going to prevent the problems before they occur. And if somebody's told you you need a new system, check out Pascal's Price Check program. They're going to tell you it's free, and they're going to tell you it's basically a second opinion, whether you need a new one or exactly how they would handle it. You can log on today and find out more about it at gopascal.com.
A lot of positive comments that have come in on the Auburn game tomorrow. Arkansas, again, a 2.5-point underdog. They've rushed for 200-plus yards in 3 consecutive games. Do you expect them to do it again?
I think they'll have a chance to do that, yes.
Let's go to Heath. Heath and Cabot, you're on the Chuck and Bo Show. It's 8:06. Good morning.
Hey, good morning, guys.
Morning.
Hey, listen, first I want to say you guys got a great show. This is very enjoyable to listen to on the drive to work, man. Really good. Glad you guys are on. Chuck.
Thanks.
Yes.
Lost Pizza Company, Cabot. Okay.
Yeah.
They got a pizza. It's called the Beekeeper.
Yeah.
Honey, pepperoni, one of the best things you will ever have. Thick crust, delicious, man. I
The
tell
Beekeeper?
you get a chance, try that.
Lost Pizza, Cabot, Beekeeper.
How do you feel about
I got it
pepperoni
written
pizza
down.
day now?
Well, I take his word
take
for
it
it a little bit more than yours, if you want to know the truth.
He did say it with some confidence.
He sounds like a man that enjoys a pizza.
Yeah.
You're over there with your healthy choices.
Right.
I don't know about
pepperoni.
I don't know about the jalapenos, but the honey for sure.
Yeah.
I mean, I'm telling you, it'll change the whole way you look at pepperoni pizza. It's
Yeah.
just delicious.
Wow.
Find
That's a
somebody.
bold statement. That's a
Find
bold
somebody
statement.
that Heath and Cabot looks at like pepperoni with honey on it. Find somebody like that. The way that he looks at that is the way you should look for people in life.
Listen, you'll look at that. My mouth's watering right now just visualizing it.
Well,
It's crazy.
imagine what ours is doing.
Listen, game on Saturday, it's a toss-up, 50-50. We don't know we don't know which Arkansas team's going to show up or which Auburn team's going to show up. I agree with you, Chuck. I think Arkansas will have a chance to run the ball, but I also think Auburn will have a chance to run the ball too. Got to think Arkansas is a little bit better in this situation. Don't know how they're going to play on the road, but it's a 50-50 game. I think Arkansas protects the ball, doesn't turn it over. I don't see why they can't win. Auburn, at secondary for Arkansas is a little banged up. If they get a chance to throw that ball, I mean, I don't know how good that freshman quarterback's going to be facing an SEC defense, but if he connects with some of those talented receivers, they could score. I don't know. What's the over-unders, like 50-something?
Bart, 56.5. Is that right?
Oh, yeah.
I don't know if it's going to go that high. I just I see more of like a low-scoring game, 28-24, maybe something like that. But who knows? It should be fun to watch, though. So, anyway, gentlemen, that's all I got. Enjoy the weekend and check on that pizza, Chuck.
I'll do it, Heath. Thank
That's
you.
a good recommendation.
I like listener recommendations.
Yeah. I mean, I heard you. I mean, I was trying to point you in the right direction, and you wanted me to let you have your day. And then Heath calls in with some honey, and you're pouring sugar on that.
That's like the favorite child. All the kids can tell mom or dad, you need to do this. Oh, I'm not doing that. Then the favorite child, you ought to do it. Oh, that's a great idea.
Yeah. 877-377-6963. Tomorrow when watching the game, though, it's just pizza. Why not? You can do grilling out. You can If you can't make it down on the Plains, what kind of representation do you think we'll have for Arkansas
I
on
think
the
there'll
Plains?
be. It's hard to say, but I would guess maybe 3,000 or something like that. I'd
fill that visitor section up.
I don't know if they'll fill it up, but I mean, we got players from down there, and I think there's going to be a decent section.
It'll be a great atmosphere. You know, people have complained that Arkansas didn't play better at home. Sometimes, you know, coaches have said this. Sometimes it's easier to play on the road. The environment's tougher. But when it comes to focus and getting everybody together and not worrying about seeing a bunch of people before or after the game or getting tickets and, you know, all the stuff that happens at home, it can be a rallying point for a team. Now, that is going to be a tough environment. That's a great environment they have at Auburn.
It is a great environment, but Arkansas's had moments over the years where they've gone down there and played pretty well. It is a hostile environment. It is not as imposing as some places, but it is a very hostile environment. Just like everywhere else, when their team's playing well, it's really loud. And there have been times when Auburn's played well, but you know, you talk about the over/under 56.5. I think turnovers are going to determine whether there's an over, you know, whether it goes over, whether it stays under. I think both teams are capable, if they don't turn it over, of eclipsing that.
I think there's questions about both defenses, and that's led to some national folks talking about it being a track meet.
But I think Arkansas is going to, now look, this is all predicated on stopping the run. If they run wild with Jarquez Hunter like they did last year, it's going to be a long day. It was a long day last year. But if you can slow down their running game, I do think they'll come after that quarterback in a way that we've not seen them go after quarterbacks through the first 3 games. I'm not just talking about the front 4. I think they'll go after him, but not unless you can stop the run. I mean,
you've been on that since 5:55 this morning.
Well,
yeah, I mean, you're locked in on that.
There's nothing fancy about it.
Well, it is what it is.
And you know, I like sexy
truth.
analysis,
Yeah,
but this is not sexy analysis. Whoever runs the ball, whoever stops the run, and whoever doesn't turn it over, that's the team that's going to win.
Man, the things that nearly came out of my mouth. Jared is in Greenville, Texas. Jared, good morning. You're on the Chuck and Bo Show.
Good morning, fellas.
Hey, Jared.
I was going to call and give my prediction for tomorrow.
What do you think?
Everything in you wants to say positive things. I'll, go the positive route on all this. But I think the first half is a clear Arkansas victory. I think Hank Brown gets benched for the second half, and we lose our grip on the game. Peyton Thorne comes in and does what he did last year to us again. Now there's a bunch of reasons that I think that looking at history and just all the things that go into it.
Well, beyond what happened in Stillwater, why do you suspect they'll fall apart in the second half?
I think if what I say about Hank Brown being benched actually comes true, I think the different look and what, just the difference in who you're trying to defend against, I think that is what makes things kind of come crashing down. But
so you're saying the old starter comes back in and leads his team to a come-from-behind win. That's your call.
That's what I'm thinking.
Okay.
Because,
all right.
Well,
all right, write it down.
All right. Thanks, Jared.
Thanks.
Hey, look, who knows?
Yeah.
Nelson's in Harrison. I do know that. Hey, Nelson. Welcome to the Chuck and Bo Show. Who knows?
Hey, guys. I just want to thank you guys. I know you guys have done everything you can to bring the fans up to speed. I know you cut flack. I know you've done all that. But I just want to thank you two, because I know 2 men in this world that want the Razorbacks to win. Because when you're calling them games and you're painting pictures for the fans, the last thing you want to do is be calling them lost. So you, Chuck Barrett and Phil Elson, I know you guys, if you guys had your way, you would get whatever needed to be done. So I appreciate you guys. And I just want to give them girls their flowers last night for going out on the pitch 85-degree weather, had a tiger by the tail, and Bella Field took it home.
That's
So
a good
thank
win
you,
for
guys.
them. That's a good win.
Good
Thank you,
soccer
Nelson.
win on the pitch. Absolutely.
1-0.
1-0 for the number 3 ranked
They
team in
are
the country.
good. I mean, they are
Look,
good.
what Colby Hale's done with that soccer program is just second to none. It's just what a remarkable job from where he came in and what he's done with that program. I mean, don't side-eye a top 5 soccer program like that. Like, acknowledge that. It's just gotten better, and the consistency every year of what he's doing has been remarkable.
I think it's really important moving forward. However, they decide to fund all the things that are going to have to be funded as we move into the coming years, not just here, but every university. It can't just be about football and men's basketball and some baseball and a little bit of women's hoops. It's got to be a lot more than that. And we have good programs. We're really good programs. Now, I'm not naive, and I know a lot of people out there trade every single one of them for a football national championship. I know that. But you got to maintain these programs. And in the cash grab era that we're in right now, I wonder sometimes, how it looks for some of these sports moving forward. But we got to find a way to hang on to this. Not just because we're good, but because it serves a purpose.
Thoughts on the game? 877-377-6963. Zach Gillum, Oaklawn Sports, will help us handicap the game, the bottom of the hour, and some other games happening in college football as well. But we'll get to your text and calls next on the Chuck and Bo Show.
The Chuck and Bo Show.
I've been waiting to say this for 5 years. Sterling in Center Ridge.
This is quite the coup that they have put together. Bo and Chuck, this is a dream team.
First Security is about more than great banking. Yes, we provide the financial expertise, digital tools, and everything else you need when you need it. But we also go all in on local support with friendly professionals, plus convenient locations all across the state. Because we believe personal banking is better banking. Visit fsbank.com for details. That's fsbank.com for friendly local banking with First Security. Bank better. Member FDIC.
I always enjoy talking about Weicker Realtors, the Griffin Company. If you followed my radio career, you remember they were partners on the original sports rap radio program over 20 years ago. We've done business together from an advertising perspective, but more importantly, they've been my partners in buying and selling homes. I'd recommend them to anybody. They're in Northwest Arkansas, the River Valley, and in Branson. Weicker Realtors, the Griffin Company, turning houses into homes since 1978.
Man, I've got some good news. Sweatinum Cosmetic is not just for females. Turns out us guys want to look and feel good too. Why be tired, lethargic, and overweight when we don't have to be? Sure, diet and exercise matter, but there can also be a lot more going on. For example, low testosterone is a real thing among many adult males, not just the old guys. I've heard about the weight loss shots and the low T ads before, and I've been skeptical. But then I stopped by my friend's office, Dr. Jeff Sweatinum. He showed me around that first-class facility and said, here's what we're doing for guys. It's called the Sweatinum Edge. You make an appointment, get a free evaluation covering 4 potential issues: hormones, weight loss, hair loss, and skin. Find out where you are and decide if treatment is right for you. Log on to sweatinumcosmetic.com, sweatinumcosmetic.com, and click on the Sweatinum Edge or call 479-966-4174 and tell them you heard about the Sweatinum Edge on the Chuck and Bo Show. We want to make sure that you can read some ludicrous lyrics on his 47th birthday today.
I can do that one. Roll out, roll out. The Chuck and Bo Show.
It's a stunning way to go somewhere new in the 2024 Buick Encore GX from Harry Robinson Buick GMC. Right now, get up to $3,000 off and 0.9% financing for well-qualified buyers on the Buick Encore GX. The Encore GX is a boldly styled 5-person SUV that is ready to reward. Up to $3,000 off and 0.9% on the 2024 Buick Encore GX. Experience the new Buick at Harry Robinson Buick GMC. Exit 11 off of I-540 in Fort Smith.
last
Hog
week
fans,
in the
this is
second half,
Elizabeth.
and
This is
then
Robert. And this is
probably in
Matt,
the
and
first
we're at the
half it
Stadium
was
Shop on
Arkansas. Now,
Razorback. Folks,
saying
it's the
that,
most
you don't give the
wonderful
other
time of the
team
year.
credit.
No,
That's
it's not
shame on me
Christmas
because
yet.
the
No, Mom,
UAB
he's
was
referring
really
to
ready to
football
play.
season.
They had a
Oh,
good game
speaking of
plan.
football, guess
Coach
what we just
Gilbert,
got
his
in?
crew
Season
did
tickets,
a
sideline
wonderful.
passes. Well, close. We just started receiving the Nike sideline apparel like hats and polos.
Yeah, but did we get jerseys?
Yeah, we got both kinds, cardinal and white. We also have youth and adult sizes.
That's great. People have been asking for that for quite some
A
time
lot of
now.
players
Matt,
was
by
on
the
the
way, I
team
did
last
some
year and they
research,
got a
and there's no
bad taste in
shot
their
for
mouth.
going
So
viral.
I got a bad taste in my mouth
Mom,
too.
he's a goner.
He's my brother,
Anyway,
so
besides
I
Nike,
feel how
we
they feel
also have
last year,
Champion,
honestly.
Cutter and Buck, Tommy Bahama, and many other brands.
All at the largest Razorback store south of the North Pole, which is
He's
989
probably
South
crunk
Razorback
and
Road,
hiding.
next to Baumwalker Stadium. Matt, you tell them all about them interweb-based
He
things.
means the website, which is shoponrazorback.com. Or give us a call at 479-STADIUM. That's 479-782-3486. Folks, it does not get more Razorback than us. Go Hogs!
Come celebrate autumn in the natural state with Crabtree RV Center in Alma. Crabtree RV
Just the
Center is having
camaraderie
their
with
big
Taylan,
fall
you
sale
know,
October
with the
10th
team,
through the 13th.
you know,
There will
it's
be
just
special
been great.
pricing and door prizes along with our experienced, knowledgeable staff to help you pick the perfect RV for your family. Come see why we've been voted the best of the River Valley in Northwest Arkansas. So mark your calendars for October 10th through the 13th and don't miss out on the big fall sale. Crabtree RV Center, making your family's dreams come true for over 70 years.
Well, we
You're
have to
listening
be
to the Chuck and
better
Bo Show
in the
on
immediate
ESPN
flat area.
95.3.
And you're talking about screens, you're talking about nakeds too. Our eyes weren't good. They've got to get better.
You're listening to the Chuck and Bo Show. Listen anywhere at hitthatline.com or the Hit That Line Now app. And now, Chuck and Bo.
Phone lines are open if you want to get in here. We'll talk about the game a little bit. We want to hear what you think. You can give your bold prediction if you want. I think Taylor's going to play well. I think Taylor's going to come out and play well. It's going to be a little bit of a show-me game for the defense. Auburn hasn't set the world on fire offensively. They've changed quarterbacks. You got a guy that's starting his second game at quarterback, redshirt freshman. And so this is an Arkansas defense opportunity to maybe show up, get some pressure on the quarterback, create a fumble. Here's Sam Pittman on his defense earlier this week.
Well, we have to be better in the immediate flat area. And you're talking about screens, you're talking about nakeds too. Our eyes weren't good. They've got to get better. But those things aren't going to show up that much if you can get them on the ground. At times we didn't have somebody immediately out there, and then at times we did, and we missed tackles. You know, someone's going to throw a flare screen, someone's going to throw a stop in that nickel area, in that what I call first force area. You just got to tackle them. But our eyes were a problem in some of those, and then our tackling was, I thought, a major issue.
Go back to what Kubelik said a little bit earlier this morning about how, you know, they're going to roll the quarterback, they're going to move the pocket, there's going to be some boots, there are going to be some short throws off that. And I think that's a lot of what Pittman's talking about right there. I know their scouting reports shown that, and that's why he's talking about tackling well, because again, you've got to keep Hunter from just getting yards in chunks, just like Auburn saying we got to keep Jackson from getting yards in chunks. So I do think when it comes to, you know, tackling that receiver in the flat, tackling that receiver after the short out, I think all those things are going to be really important.
JT in Hot Springs, we're going to walk into Jordan-Hare Stadium tomorrow and just take care of business. No turnovers, run the ball, stop the run, win 38-20. We've had a few predictions today, and they've all been double digits.
I think people have watched this team play, and they do feel like if they will not turn it over, that they can score points. I'm not saying they're going to score every time they get the ball, but you look back, even at the Oklahoma State game, look at the UAB game. For all the problems with UAB, they still scored 37 points. So, you watch those games, and if they will simply, you take away that interception, for example, and you have to take things like that away if you're going to beat Auburn. You can't go down there and do that. You throw a pick like that against Auburn, number one, it's going to be a pick six. And number two, 80,000 people are going to go nuts, and you're going to have a hard time getting the momentum back. But if they can stay away from that, I do think they have a chance to win the game, and a very good chance at that.
Cole Kubelik, SEC Network college football analyst, is also a morning show host, WJOX in Birmingham, knows Auburn well. Joined us early in the first hour on the show, and here's how he kind of broke down the game.
It's turnovers. You guys mentioned it with Talon. 3 fumbles this year, 2 interceptions. If he protects the football, I don't see a path for Auburn to win the game because I think Arkansas can control the ball. I think Arkansas is going to move the football on the ground. I've been a little bit disappointed with the Auburn front 7. Now, I will say this, DJ Durkin has played different guys in different places. So he also could come out in something a little bit different that could maybe alter what Arkansas is doing. But here's the deal with that, guys. Like, this is a little bit of a sidebar, Bo. These iPads are changing everything. Like, you're not fooled by something for an entire game anymore. South Carolina and LSU was a perfect example of it last week. And I found this in the game when I was studying the film and talking to some other folks. I know for a fact the iPads on the sideline for LSU, they went and changed up their main run scheme, and it's because of what South Carolina was doing. They don't know that if they don't have the iPads.
Wow.
So even if Durkin switches something up, and like we had Stoops week 1, and I said the game was delayed and there was rain and whatnot, and I said, why didn't you go to the locker room at halftime? He was like, honestly, Cole, with the iPads, we don't have to. He said, we have a position meeting on the sideline every time that one group comes off, and he's like, we get everything done in like 5 minutes. We're good. So we don't need to go draw on the board and talk to everybody.
Man,
but it's made a big difference. And, you give Bobby Petrino a pretty big advantage there with how he can dial up plays and what he can do. I don't know if Hank Brown can just move the ball around. And Arkansas is a little bit dinged up in the secondary. So, these Auburn receivers, when they play, they're pretty talented. Could they make some plays down the field? If that happens, if they make some of the – I'll tell you this. Contested plays down the field for both sides and turnovers, in my opinion, what decides this game.
The iPad thing is fascinating.
It's interesting. But I'll go back to what he said a little bit earlier when he talked about Talon Green. That little word if. That's a powerful word when he talks about if he can stay away from those 3 interceptions and fumbles. And that's easier said than done, particularly on the road. And that stuff's got to be eliminated. And I'm not saying anything they don't know. But when they play a clean game, if they play a clean game, they're going to win, and they're going to win by a pretty good margin.
Well, I think what you see with Talon is all the promise and all the hope, and that's what you're kind of hanging on to. Like, is it going to come together? Cole also said in that interview, you didn't hear it there, but he mentioned how much better Talon is than when he was at Boise State, and how much improvement he has made since he's been here. And he made some really bad throws last week early in the game. And I think early in the game has been a little bit of a struggle for him. But he doesn't really seem to get down on himself. His body language doesn't get bad. He just kind of hangs in there. And he didn't have a great game against UAB, but then he made plays with his legs. Get off. Everybody wants to get off to a good start, but particularly for him to just get some confidence going. But I think what we see with him is like, man, there's a lot of upside there.
Well, there's enormous upside. In fact, I'm of the opinion, quite honestly, that while he's becoming a better passer, a better overall quarterback, don't forget to let him beat those other guys with his legs. Because if Arkansas wins this game tomorrow, I guarantee you there's going to be at least one big run from Taylor Green. Yeah. At least
probably
one.
more than one. Yeah.
Maybe one. Yeah,
you're
maybe.
Probably going to have 75, 80 yards rushing.
So to me, that's the area where I wonder, now that they have discovered in 3 games, at least to an extent, as much as you can in 3 games, what he can and maybe more importantly, what he cannot do. This guy's a 6'6" gazelle.
Yeah.
Let him run.
It's funny how we talk about this, and I'm reminded of like we turn on the games and then something completely different from what you thought happens. Like Talon goes for 25 yards rushing and 375 yards passing. It's week to week. And there's another great point that Cole made, because I was asking how important this game is for Arkansas to make a bowl game. And he goes, well, it seems important, but you got all of these things that are changing week to week. Teams that you thought were good aren't. Teams that you didn't think were good or maybe a little bit better. And, injuries happen. Like, it's just a long season, and you almost have to kind of stay what we're not very good at, present, week to week. But this seems like a huge game for Arkansas. We're going to dig in on it when we come back with Oaklawn Sports. It's our first segment. We're going to be doing this on Fridays with with Oaklawn Sports. Zach Gilliman, the sports book there, will break down this game and some other ones. By the way, the idea of the iPads on the sideline, I couldn't help but think, like, what an asset Chuck would be if he just stepped out of the booth and went down there and helped him with the iPads.
Yeah.
I mean, nobody knows.
I know.
You work in
You guys
iPad.
got a problem? You guys got a problem with your iPad?
You work in now you got more chargers hooked up on your side of the studio
I do.
than anything I've ever seen.
do.
Good morning. It's the Chuck and Bo Show. It's 8:29.
The Chuck and Bo Show.
Everyone remembers the Florida A&M game, and later became known here in Pulaski County as Rattlergate.
It seems like everything is more expensive this year, but replacing your AC doesn't have to be. If you need to replace your AC this summer, before you commit, price check with Paschal. You can save money and use the professionals to replace your system. Enjoy the peace of mind knowing you chose the best option for your home. Visit GoPaschal.com and with just a few clicks, see how much you can save with the Paschal price check. Paschal Air, Plumbing, and Electric.
Arkansas's one-stop automotive shop is right around the corner. Fayetteville Auto Park. FayettevilleAutoPark.com. Chevy, Toyota, Honda, Acura, Collision Center, all in one place. And if you're shopping pre-owned, Fayetteville Auto Park has you covered. With so many new cars sold, we always have a great selection of fresh trades. Why settle for anything less than the best? Fayetteville Auto Park, West Showroom Drive in Fayetteville. Proud sponsor of the Chuck and Bo Show.
We are possibly entering what could be a golden age in Razorback athletics.
The Chuck and Bo Show.
We'd like our program to reflect our state, the great state of Arkansas. Loyal, tough, hardworking. One of our goals every year is to make the state of Arkansas proud of the football team. In my office is a sign that says you're not coming to play for the University of Arkansas, you're coming to play for the state of Arkansas.
Listen to every Razorback football game this season right here on ESPN 95.3 and hitthatline.com.
Hey, it's Zach from the Ruskin and Zach Show. Join us Friday, September 27th from 2 to 6 as we broadcast live overlooking the 15th green at the Choctaw Club at the Walmart Northwest Arkansas Championship. We'll have interviews with some of the best players in the world and other special guests, and we'll do it all from the best way to enjoy the golfing weekend from the Choctaw Club overlooking the 15th green. Join us, Ruskin and Zach, live from the Walmart Northwest Arkansas Championship overlooking the 15th green at the Choctaw Club, Friday, September 27th.
Clogs? Nobody wants a clog. Westart Plumbing knows that clogs are a serious issue. They can signal that bigger problems are on the way. So contact Westart Plumbing while the problem is small. Slow shower and sink drains, gurgling toilets, and outside cleanouts making a mess? Call 479-646-5151 today. Westart Plumbing and expert drain cleaning since 1993. They keep you flowing. If you have slow drains or high water bills, call Westart Plumbing and expert drain cleaning service. 646-5151.
Precision Garage Door features the finest quality materials, installation, and service for all your garage door needs, including garage door repair and new garage doors and openers. Fully licensed and insured with the largest showroom in Northwest Arkansas at 1907 Town West Drive in Rogers and in Fort Smith at 416 North 10th Street. Call Precision Garage Door today at 844-PDS-DOOR or check them out online at PrecisionDoorNWA.com. Financing is available. Precision Garage Door, voted best garage door company of Northwest Arkansas and the River Valley.
Have you been to the River Valley's only multi-sport facility? Then let's hang out. The Hangout in Fort Smith is the only sports facility that offers indoor tennis and pickleball, indoor and outdoor basketball, and has now added multiple soccer fields. Soccer leagues are forming soon. Did you know the Hangout also has an 8,000 square foot fitness center with bar, yoga, HIIT, and Pilates classes? The Hangout, 5400 Gary Street, or thehangoutfs.com. Fitness, sports, and more. Let's hang out.
TGI Fridays on Rogers Avenue in Fort Smith now has meal deals starting at $9.99, which includes an entree, side, and fountain drink. Try their delicious 6-ounce sirloin served with seasoned fries for $15.99. The Bacon Ranch Chicken Sandwich with seasoned fries, $11.99. Chicken Caesar Salad for $10.99 and more. Their meal deals also include tasty chicken fettuccine Alfredo served with garlic breadsticks for $12.99 and a cheeseburger with seasoned fries for only $9.99. TGI Fridays, I-540 and Rogers Avenue, Fort Smith.
Call the Hogs at AT&T Stadium in Arlington, Texas for the 2024 Southwest Classic. This season marks the 15th and final iteration of the neutral site installment of this historic rivalry between the Hogs and the Texas A&M Aggies. It all goes down inside the house that former Razorback Jerry Jones built on Saturday afternoon, September 28th. Secure your tickets today at AT&TStadium.com.
The Razorbacks have won it. Look at these Razorbacks coming over to get that trophy.
Over 11,000 off on remaining 2023 GMC Sierras, or up to 7,000 off on remaining GMC Yukon XLs at Harry Robinson Buick GMC. These are the largest factory discounts in years, so hurry before they're gone. Plus up to 6,500 off on in-stock 2024 GMC Sierras. Conquer the road with confidence in a GMC Sierra from Harry Robinson Buick GMC. We are professional grade. Harry Robinson Buick GMC. Exit 11 off of I-540 in Fort Smith.
You're listening to the Chuck and Bo Show on ESPN 95.3.
The Chuck and Bo Show.
Good morning, Chuck and Bo. Love you, Chuck. Been listening to you dang near all my life calling games. Certainly excited about y'all's new show. I've listened every morning.
All right, glad you're back. 8:34 on the Chuck and Bo Show. Razorbacks head for Auburn a little bit later today. Actually, they'll headquarter in Montgomery tonight and then make the bus trip about 45 minutes or so over to Auburn tomorrow.
That happens.
2:30.
That happens quite a bit.
Happens in football a lot.
Where you don't have enough room. I keep turning me up a little bit, Bart. Where you don't have enough room to
That's right.
to stay in the town.
Same thing happens at Ole Miss. Happens at a lot of places.
Stillwater.
Yeah, you can.
There's another one.
It's never an issue in
Starkville.
basketball. It's never an issue in Starkville. You got the Golden Triangle Airport there.
Yeah.
And that's got a long enough runway to service everything. But in basketball, it's not generally been an issue because you take a slightly smaller plane. In football, and it all has to do with fuel weight because you got so many people on the plane, and there's too short to land the plane.
New segment today, Chuck. Football season's here. Download the Oaklawn Sports app in the Apple Store, the Google Play Store, and sign up today.
Yep.
New customers can earn up to $1,000 in bonus bets. It's simple. Once you deposit, you're automatically enrolled in the promotion. You'll receive a second chance on your first bet each of your first 10 days for up to $100. Check out all the details at Oaklawn Sports, Arkansas's best sporting app. Bet with the brand you trust, Oaklawn Sports. We've got the director of sports wagering from Oaklawn and Oaklawn Sports joining us. He's going to do it every Friday. Zach Gillum with us on the Chuck and Bo Show. Zach, welcome. Glad to have you.
Yes, happy to be here. How are you guys, Chuck and Bo?
Doing great. Welcome, Zach. Glad you're with us.
Let's just jump right in. Let's just jump right in, Zach. What has happened this week with the Arkansas-Auburn line, and how are you seeing the game?
Yeah, absolutely. So, I mean, this one has been fun to watch. We opened at minus 4.5 on Auburn, but quickly moved to 3.5. And when I say quickly, it was about an hour. That line dropped a point. And then overnight down to 3. And it's been back and forth across that 3 number. It got as low as Arkansas plus 1.5, but it has moved back and kind of settled at the 2.5 number. So currently Auburn minus 2.5 in this one. Total opened up at 58.5, and it has continued to drop. It got as low as 55.5, but currently that one is sitting at 56.5. So both of those numbers have been moving back and forth. No surprise. Heavy Arkansas here at Oaklawn. So we're taking action on Arkansas with the points, Arkansas money line, and on the total over.
Well, what do you think? I mean, obviously where the money comes in moves the line, but is it just when the money's coming in, or has anything happened that you know of?
No, there are a lot of variables that can cause numbers to move around. One of them, and one of the more important ones, is money. So that's, typically the first thing I would look at is where's the money going, is that's what's moving the line. But to your point, there can be injuries. There can be, especially when you're looking at totals or a real big spread, you could see them get lower if you see the weather is going to potentially be bad. So there's a lot that goes into it. More often than not, I would say it's more of where that money is. The goal of the book is to balance, to minimize that risk. So the goal is to try and put a number up that we're going to get equal action on. Doesn't always happen, but that is what we try to do.
What happened a couple of weeks ago, when they played at Stillwater and the line just changed like 2.5 points in a day? And everybody started freaking out. I started getting texts about it. I'm sure others did too. How does that happen?
Yeah, I can't speak particularly. This is going to be me kind of speculating, but typically when you see something like that happen, that big of a move late after the line has opened. So the first day or two, you can see those kind of movements, and all you really chalk that up to is, the opening line maybe wasn't as good as it should have been. But when it's that late, it typically tells you there's some significant action coming in on the side. This line is moving or getting worse. And it's not always necessarily that the action's large. It could be who's making the wagers. So that's definitely something taken into account, is who's making the bets, not just how big are the bets.
So in other words, it kind of sounded like at the end of that week, all the late action, did it come in on Oklahoma State? Is that what happened?
It not necessarily here,
Okay.
but one of the things with sports betting, our line does move based on our action.
Right.
But overall, a lot of the companies that provide these, they do have many operations, and there is a global line, so to say. And from my experience, you do want to try and stick as close to that as possible, or else you can create some situations you don't want to be in,
Right.
and also some customer dissatisfaction. If they walk in expecting to see Arkansas plus 2.5 and it's Arkansas, minus 2.5, there's going to be some question marks raised. So that's kind of what that was. In my opinion, it was likely some large sharp action that was coming in. I couldn't tell you where, but
That's
likely there was somebody that they definitely respected their opinion, and they were laying down some good money on Oklahoma State.
It's right, Michael from Stuttgart.
Yeah,
Moved
it
the whole
was
line by himself.
Michael from Stuttgart.
Illinois at Nebraska tonight. Zach, what's this look like?
Yeah, so this is another one's been pretty fun. Opened at 7.5, got as high as 9.5, but did drop back down. Nebraska is your favorite. It did settle at that 8 number, so that's where it currently is. Nebraska minus 8. Total is at 42. Again, another one that opened at 44.5, did steadily drop, and it is sitting right now 42.5. And most of the action I've seen is coming in Nebraska, which not too big of a surprise. We do have a lot of Nebraska fans around, and when a program that historically had some championships and a lot of fans, once they start playing well again, you're going to see those people come back out.
How about Oklahoma hosting Tennessee tomorrow?
This is probably my outside of Arkansas Auburn game of the weekend. I'm ready to watch and hopefully get a better idea. Tennessee's looked very strong so far this year, and I don't think it's been just what I don't think the eyes are playing tricks on us. They do look like a very strong program. They opened at minus 7.5, and it did bounce back and forth between 7.5 and 7. It dropped actually below the 7 number, which is a big deal in football. Going across that 3, going across the 7, those are the most common numbers where you see games end in terms of the difference in the score. So whenever you go across those numbers, that's a big deal. And it did drop to 6.5 Thursday, but it has been moving all around that 7 number. So I wouldn't be surprised to see it go back and forth. Right now we have it at 6.5, but it is a little heavier juiced on the Tennessee side, so minus 120. And then on the total, no surprise here, this one opened as a 58.5 point game. We're expecting points to be scored. It did drop to 57.5 and even as low as 56. But even with those drops, we're still seeing overaction, and we're pretty heavy on Tennessee, which did surprise me because, again, right next to Oklahoma, we do have a lot of Oklahoma Sooner fans. But right now, the action, the money is coming in on the Volunteers.
UCLA at LSU. I feel like LSU is just every week's an adventure. It's interesting. Like you just don't know what's going to happen. What's this game look like?
Yeah, this one is. And LSU, I came into the season with a little bit higher hopes for them. Maybe they turn it around. But right now, they opened as a 23.5 point favorite. They're down to a 22.5 point favorite. Got as high as 24.5. So this is another one that line's moved around a couple points throughout the week. I would not expect it to get back to 24. I could see it staying, maybe getting back to 23.5. The total opened at 56.5. It's gone back and forth, but this one's been a little more steady, and it ended up settling at that number. So it is still the total at 56.5 on that. And no surprise, SEC country, we're likely going to take more action on those teams. and that is the case with this game. LSU is taking more of the action.
I think what's a really potentially good game is Utah at Oklahoma State. Is it pretty tight?
Yeah, this one is tight, and this one's had more mixed action than any of the other games we've mentioned today. Looking at that one, Oklahoma State opened -2.5, and overnight it actually flipped, and it was +1.5.
Wow.
So that was just that first night, but then it went back to a pick'em and got even as low as Oklahoma State -3. So this game has been all over the place, depending on when you bet it. It's currently sitting Oklahoma State -2.5. This late in the week, I do not expect to see it move that much unless there is some significant player reporting something of that nature. I don't see it flipping back to Utah being favored at this stage. But just seeing how much that's moved around, that's very intriguing. It did open the total at 52.5, got as high as 55, but then dropped back to that 52.5 opener. So again, just like the spread, the total in this one was pretty active early on in the wagering. And we are slightly heavier on Oklahoma State, but again, this one's a lot more mixed than those prior games.
Zach, any other thoughts on just what you've seen this week or things that have jumped out at you as you've seen the action?
Right now, a lot of the action, the wagers are focused on college. Not seeing the NFL come in as strong as I thought at this point in the week, but that is not uncommon. We're all looking at what's in front of us, and what's closer is college football. There are some games this week in NFL. I think they're definitely going to be intriguing. I know some people have been looking at a few of the teams that started out pretty strong or maybe didn't start strong. I mean, the Cowboys really have a game this week they need to win, but you can say the same thing about the Ravens, both with a rough start. Ravens right now -1 in this matchup.
Wow.
On the money line, you're looking at -117, -105, and the total's at 48. So don't forget NFL Sunday. Deepest wagering menu in the state, alternate lines. Right now, I'm looking at about 341 different wagers for the Bucs and Broncos game. So whether it's player props, same game parlays, with all of the above, Oaklawn Sports definitely your place to check out.
Yeah, we might get into some more props next week. We wanted to get off to an easy start today. So, Zach,
yeah, absolutely. We'll dive into some props and we didn't get into them too much, but there are props on the board for these college games that we mentioned as well.
Fantastic. We'll check it out at
Thank you,
Oaklawn
Zach.
Sports. Good stuff, Zach. Thanks so much. Look forward to doing it every
have
week.
a great day.
You too, man. Zach Gillum. He is the director of sports wagering at Oaklawn. Oaklawn Sports
LSU,
app.
UCLA. LSU by a lot. I mean, I've seen UCLA play. They're terrible.
Well, I just,
terrible might not be a strong enough
Well,
word.
I mean, they barely beat Hawaii.
Yeah,
they lost to Hawaii.
You think they're going to cover?
No. I mean, I was looking. I mean, the money line for them to win is like plus 1,100, plus 12
For UCLA to
yeah,
win?
yeah. Minus 2,000 for LSU.
Download the Oaklawn Sports app in the Apple Store or Google Play Store. New customers can earn up to a $1,000 bonus bet on bonus bets. Arkansas's best sporting app. Bet the brand you trust. Bet with Oaklawn Sports. All right, Arkansas and Auburn tomorrow. We'll get some more thoughts on that. We'll take your calls. We'll get some text. See if Bart has any more locks. So passionate about the locks he has.
I was wanting you to argue with Zach a little bit there.
Well, I mean, Zach just sets the line. I mean, he tells you where it is. Bart tells you what he thinks about it. So we'll get instant analysis from Bart Pullman in the newsroom.
We should have asked him about the New Mexico game.
In the basement.
Yeah, well, it's homecoming.
That's right.
I don't know if you guys know, but it's homecoming out there in
Bart,
Albuquerque.
Bart Everett,
Bart's
the
got
degenerate.
a date, bought a corsage, whole deal.
Do you get into money market this week? I mean, like, where are you?
Just stick to sports.
Okay. Well, no, I meant, did you get into your money market because of all your locks that you're so passionate about?
No.
Okay.
No need.
8:47 on the Chuck and Bo Show. Good morning.
The Chuck and Bo Show.
I think that allowing him to call in occasionally is a healthy reminder of why you don't like Texas.
Flight by Yingling is the next generation of light beer. For those who don't follow trends, but craft them. Flight by Yingling is 12 ounces of uncompromised refreshment from America's oldest brewery. With only 2.6 grams of carbs and 95 calories, this is premium refreshment 6 generations in the making. Don't just raise a glass, raise the bar. Flight by Yingling. Available wherever beer is sold. DG Yingling & Son Incorporated, Pottsville, Pennsylvania. Please enjoy responsibly.
Ty Story, high school football coach and former college quarterback.
I love coaching, but it's a lot more fun after LASIK.
Now when I'm coaching, I can focus on my players and not my eyes. After LASIK, my eyes are even better than before when I had glasses or wore contacts. The McDonald Eye Team was great. They put me at ease. I couldn't believe how well I was seeing the day after surgery. Good vision and good football go together. I'm really glad I trusted my eyes to McDonald Eye Associates.
See your best with safe and affordable LASIK from McDonald Eye Associates. Register for your free consultation at mcdonaldeye.com.
You know, for me, when it comes to finding the perfect diamond, there's just one name that stands above the rest in Northwest Arkansas: Blakeman's Fine Jewelry. As the region's premier experts for diamonds, Blakeman's offers an unparalleled selection of brilliant stones, handpicked for their quality and beauty. And they don't just help you find the perfect stone, they educate you every step of the way. So whether it's a proposal, celebrating an anniversary, or maybe just treating yourself, Blakeman's is where your search ends and your story begins.
Call the Hogs at AT&T Stadium in Arlington, Texas for the 2024 Southwest Classic. This season marks the 15th and final iteration of the neutral site installment of this historic rivalry between the Hogs and the Texas A&M Aggies. It all goes down inside the house that former Razorback Jerry Jones built on Saturday afternoon, September 28th. Secure your tickets today at AT&TStadium.com.
The Razorbacks have won it. Look at these Razorbacks coming over to get that trophy.
Oaklawn is your hot springs escape. Enjoy plush comfort, upscale dining, and Arkansas's only Forbes 4-star rated spa at our luxury hotel. And with easy access to Hot Springs National Park and sparkling lakes, Oaklawn is your home base for everything the region has to offer. Come stay, play, and get away at Oaklawn, a Forbes Travel Guide recommended hotel. Make your reservation at oaklawn.com. Gambling problem? Call 1-800-522-4700.
Hey, Razorback fans, it's Quinn Grovey alongside my man, Matt Zimmer. And it's a great time to be a Razorback.
Embrace the ho!
Whether it's a touchdown, a slam dunk, or a grand slam.
Big Susie, they were doing all the stuff. I went in there to get something to eat, and they're cheering. I'm like, what is going on here?
We're here with the excitement and insight you crave.
Well, you're giving me goosebumps now, you know.
It's the Razorback Daily from the team at Sport and Store.
That might be our best episode ever.
Available wherever you listen to your podcast each morning.
I like craft beer. I do. You guys always think I'm like the biggest dork on the face of the earth.
The Chuck and Bo Show.
Harry Robinson Salisaw Ford wants to buy or trade for your vehicle today, and they will give you top dollar. Pre-owned car values are at historic all-time highs, and your car today is worth more than it ever will be again. If you are driving a 2013 model or newer with 120,000 miles or less, bring it to Harry Robinson Salisaw Ford, and they'll give you more than any other dealer. Even if you don't want to buy a new car, they'll still buy yours. Harry Robinson Salisaw Ford, 1 mile south of exit 308 off I-40 in Salisaw.
This is Daryl Johnston with Hashtag Managed IT Services. We are excited to now be part of AAA Business Systems. Hashtag will continue to handle every IT need your business will have, and now, as part of AAA Business Systems, we can handle all of your document printing and storage solutions. Together, we have the expertise to meet all of your office technology needs. Find us online at aaabm.com or call us at 471-1771.
You never know what you will walk up on or find over the hill at the Tackle Box. For almost 50 years, the Tackle Box has been your home for hunting and fishing supplies and some of the best outdoor stories. Whether guns, ammo, fishing supplies, or home decor, come back and see them again. They even buy your old fishing tackle or guns. The Tackle Box, your sports store for hunting, fishing, firearms, and more. 3010 Street, Fort Smith, 646-3193.
The adventure starts at the Tackle Box for sportsmen just like you.
Heart to Heart Pregnancy and Family Care Center's Battle of the Golden Bottle continues into September. For the month of September, Danielle Emery, Allstate and Summit Insurance Advisors, will be battling for the Golden Bottle. Whoever collects more diapers, baby wipes, formula, and cash for Heart to Heart Pregnancy and Family Care Center will win the Golden Bottle. Be sure to stop in at one of these locations to help families here in the River Valley and to help your team win the Golden Bottle. Follow Heart to Heart Pregnancy and Family Care Center on Facebook for all your battle updates. Every penny counts.
You're listening to the Chuck and Bo Show on ESPN 95.3.
All you kids, anytime there's any problem, anytime somebody's, well, why don't you get YouTube TV? Well, why don't you get Sling? Why don't you, I mean, you've always got the answer. Right. You've always got the answer.
The Chuck and Bo Show.
So much positivity here.
Yeah, there really
Double-digit wins
really
just
is.
keep coming in. And by the way, I've heard a lot of people talking. It's a new thing that people, as they discover YouTube TV and they discover multi-view, and you can have 4 games on the screen at one time. And I'm for that to a certain extent, but only to be able to flip back and forth. Like I can see when the game I really want to watch comes back from commercial break while I'm watching this other game. But the idea that you can watch 4 games at one time is laughable. You can't know what's going on in every game if you're trying to watch 4 games.
So are you doing YouTube or not?
Yeah. No, it's not the only it's a feature. It's an added
You
value.
don't have to watch 4 games at once.
No. But for somebody like you that gets frustrated by the previous channel button, you can just kind of click back and forth with these 4 games like in a grid.
Is it as quick as like the previous channel button on like a normal remote control? If you have cable, or in my case, DirecTV,
it's
instant.
Here,
I don't have to wait for the buffer.
Here's how fast it is. You ready? Like that.
That's it.
Yeah.
Bang.
Yeah. Bang. Share. Just like that.
Right.
Hey, the Chuck and Bo Show is now available via podcast on demand. So if you missed anything today, the Carlton Saffa interview, Cole Kubelik, Chuck just waxing eloquent about whatever, Bart's Locks of the week. It's all on Spotify and Apple. Either one, you can go just download the podcast. Follow us on social media at Chuck and Bo. All our social media platforms were there. Chuck, what are you wearing today on the road trip? What you dress up?
Well, actually, I am told we do not have to dress up today because there's a heat factor and because of the fact there's a bus ride from Montgomery to Auburn. So we just wear normal office attire. Normally, I'd be in a suit.
Normal office attire.
Yeah,
business casual,
shorts and T-shirts around here. But for normal offices, business casual, I would guess.
Slacks,
but jacket not required.
No,
jacket not required on this trip.
Yeah, we need to get you an Instagram page so we can see you like walking off the bus.
Don't think I don't have a vast wardrobe, pal.
Right.
I mean, I do. I do.
2 black suits and a gray one.
Stafford executive, baby.
Yeah. This is the kind of information you'll only get on the Chuck and Bo Show. Hogs in Auburn tomorrow at 2:30. I like them. I like the Hogs.
I like dressing up.
Arkansas thinks if they play well, they're going to win the game. Auburn probably thinks the same thing, but turnovers could play a huge role. Have a great weekend. Chuck and Bo Show back on Monday.
I always enjoy talking about Weicker Realtors, the Griffin Company. If you followed my radio career,